Yep.
Alright.
Jax
Alright.
Bautista Sims Flynn.
So let me
Niwang si Jax.
Let me dive right into it, guys. It is a Thursday. Jax Bautista is not here. We do have a special guest that we are introducing to the show now. Attorney Miguel Capaje is on board. His first ever showing here on Grandslam Thursday. So we're going to talk about Miguel a little bit. We're going to introduce him to you guys. So Migs, we already know each other pretty well. Chan and Neil got to get to know you as well. Chan, you've known Chan for a while as well. But for the viewers at home or for the viewers watching, I think we got like, yeah, it's pretty solid right now. It's at 30. We're building up. So, basketball-wise, talk to them about your career from days in Ormoc, all the way up to college, all the way up until like when we were in our early 20s.
Right, to call it a career, it's really overblowing it. It's an overstatement.
I would say it is an overstatement. Yeah.
Alright, it's Ormoc's a small town. Ormoc's a basketball town. There's
Right.
a basketball court every corner, so it's great for someone who wants to play. Like just wants to play, just wants to learn the game. So started at around 10 years old. There was a league na open. I was invited and I was hooked. I was hooked with them. And then,
How old were you? I actually don't know this part of your life.
9 or 10.
9 or 10 years old.
But my dad and my grandfather were
They loved basketball.
they're known pretty well
Yeah.
as basketball guys. And then
Right.
summer basketball clinics, which occupied our whole summer.
Right.
We had 2 sessions, right? So we have a morning session. I was in the morning session, and there was another batch for the afternoon session. I go to both sessions. I didn't want to do anything else. And then
that's
in
why
high
I know.
school, yeah.
That's why you're the point guard last night.
And then in high school, I went to a small high school. We placed 3rd and 2nd for a few conferences, and then in college, again a small department. I went to political science. It's in CAS.
Yep.
So played 1 year in CAS, and the rest when we moved to School of Law and Governance in San Carlos. Again, small pond.
Small pond.
I do well in small ponds.
Big pond, small fish, or big fish, small pond? Small fish, small pond? That's a weird situation.
I do better when there's not a lot of other alternatives. Like I'm a poor man
You're a poor
choice of anyone's point guard. Yeah, I think Kapso, one time. Oh. Kaya kami ni Lois.
Nag-abot.
I remember gitalay siya sa IBP.
No, it's not.
I remember that was cap. All right, so
Mahalon.
I remember. All right, so you talked about the high school, the college career. Over time, I remember, just for the fans back at home, you went through a phase where you were coaching basketball in Ormoc. Talk about that.
I took a year off from law school, and then there's nothing else to do. So NBTC was still big at that time.
Yeah.
So my dad asked me, "Are you interested in coaching? It's something you can do. It's something that can occupy your time." So, I hooked up with the school where I now teach.
Yeah.
I volunteered basically. It was unpaid.
Yeah.
And then we got to the city finals of the.
That's dope.
Yeah. And then so the only team to beat us was the team that went all the way to All of Asia.
Let me guess. NCR.
No, I mean no.
No, the Ormoc. The local.
Oh, the local teams are Ormoc. Okay.
So they're pretty good
Yeah.
for Ormoc City standards.
Yeah.
And then after Ato, I went back to school. Just kept playing in the intrams. But I mean, that was a fun time. And then ran a few clinics during the summer. NBTC, shout out to NBTC.
The National Basketball
They
Team.
gave me a chance. I went to the coaches clinic, and it was a fun time. I got to pick the brains of the country's best coach.
Who are the coaches that you got to meet? Eric
Altamirano. Altamirano, of course.
Yeah,
Aldeguer. Yeah. Tim Cohn was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Baldwin was there.
That was there too?
Norman Black was there.
Norman Black, okay.
He had a great rebounding drill. I learned from Norman Black. It is the basics. When you box out,
Right.
you don't turn your back on the guy you're boxing out. You're supposed to face the guy. That was his style.
Well, he played in a more physical 80s and 90s, so you couldn't box out with your back. You had to box out with your face.
Your time.
No, that's Jax. Somebody text Jax and we're talking about him right now.
si Flores from
Irvin?
si Irvin Flores was one of the guys who demoed. Even si Salem.
Salem.
It's,
USD.
Salem?
Yeah.
Salem? Is that from USD?
No, this is Salem si guy from Adamson.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, you know the face?
Yeah,
Kana
the face.
sila.
Who? Manzano?
Manzano?
And then we nga to mi sa Meralco na gym. Fun time. It was a really fun time.
Where is this? So you guys worked out in, I'm assuming the Ormoc Stadium, the one near the pier?
Superdome, yeah.
The
Our
Superdome?
offices.
Yeah. All right. So y'all got to know Miggy for a little bit. Of course, again, he'll be replacing Jax for this evening, our special guest for tonight. Of course, to my left is Christian Montefalcon from Bucket Vault PH. Chan?
Yeah. We're so excited and our
Yeah.
bodies are a bit sore for what we did.
Yeah, for last night.
Our game last night was really physical.
I did not know Neil was a PT. Or he took a PT course, which is like a diploma course for TESDA. He actually worked on my arm. It feels great. I'm not even messing with you. It actually feels great.
Yeah.
He's good at massaging.
Yeah, I told you, man.
Of course, am I right? Outside of Attorney Miguel Capay tonight is Neil Damos.
Yeah, what is up? What is up, guys? So, want me to share the story?
Yeah, no, we need the video though to show.
Yeah.
Do you have the video, Bray? From Jax? What do I download?
Yeah, but you can see that on Coach Jax's post. You know, so last night we bumped. I don't know if that was
Uglies?
like mid air,
Yeah.
right?
Who won the bump?
Me, because I get to use the free throw. I get to have the free throw, but you know.
He won the bump?
But yeah. Hold on. So
There's a fun part for this.
yeah, so basically after the bump, I was like, parang wala lang, diba? Like adrenaline rush or something. But to be honest, man, I hear some pop.
Apparently one of his ribs got hurt.
Yeah, I heard some pop. And,
Right there,
you go, boom. Yeah, there you go. I think it's better if they. I think it's better if
they see what happened.
They
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
happens. Yeah.
Para kayong manok eh.
Yeah. So basically, basically, I won that.
I love how fast Bri moves on these things, man.
I
Look
won
at
that-
Look how fast he's moving.
I won that bump because I get to have 2 free throws. So
Well, I need everybody to see it though. You know what I mean?
that's a foul, bro. That's a
No one is saying that wasn't a foul,
foul.
man.
And your
No one
elbow
is saying that
and your
wasn't a
elbow
foul.
stuck out for a while.
The
So
question is, who won the bump?
me.
He wants to think he won the bump. All right, let's let everybody decide when we put it up. Sorry, what's the password again? I keep forgetting the password. I know. I need an hour or something.
There you
whatever.
go.
All right, hold on. Put it up on the screen for everybody to see. All right, so this was what was happening in Ground Zero last night. Every time I see it, I swear to God, I get a kick out of it, man. So that's me, and then Neil is the guy in white. All right, for everybody watching at home, right? You're like, put it back. Put it back to the back end, Brian, because that's actually boom. Put it back to the back end because you'll see the full play. Because Jack showed like all the way to the back, all the way to the back, all the way to the back. No, all the way to the like latter part of the video, the last part of the video, because you'll get to see the whole play actually. Yeah. Because Jax actually took a whole shot. That's Mickey's layup from last night. We're playing in Ground Zero against Tommy Utsamar. Yeah, this is Neil trying to play point guard. Good defense by Channel, sort of. But this is the actual play. So I got Tommy up top. I shoved that guy. There's the first bump.
There's a face.
There's a face. There's a second bump right there. Tommy giving me work. And then here's the play right here. Boom!
It's like 2 planets colliding, bro.
Every time I see it, I laugh because I don't know. I thought this in the group chat. I don't know if I'm laughing at his bravery or the fact that he went straight in. I don't know what I'm laughing at. I really don't know. But
Coach Tommy. Yung cut ni Neely.
oh, he cut hard. He cut hard, man. I'll give him that, man. All right. So it is Thursday, and you know what that means? It's time for another episode of GST. This is a time where we take over your Thursdays and make it the ultimate sports day for Windsor Nation. We already went through the introductions. Japheth Quinonala on deck. And hanging out with me this Thursday are Chan, Neil, and Attorney Miggy. We're your go-to crew for all the latest and greatest in the action-packed world of sports.
GST is the place to be, bringing you the buzz, the beats, and of course, the ball in action.
To grab his snacks, kick back, and let's dive in head first, Grandslam style.
And with that, starting today's episode with Game Time.
We're the
gonna do
it's
the
shifting.
AI.
Sorry, go ahead. Good.
All right, here's how you can score big tonight. Share this live, take your best shot at guessing the NBA player, and drop your answers in Windsor ID below. The first one to comment with the right answer takes home the W.
We got 3 games of guess the AI picture and 1 game of how
We're
to
going
stake.
AI we're going with
And
the AI
each
thing.
winner will receive 500 pesos worth of Windsor credits.
We're also giving 200 pesos to 5 lucky winners at the end of each live to the Wheel of Names. So everyone will get to win from the guess the player. The hottest stakes are qualified for the raffle. Just comment your Windsor ID below.
Yep,
Probably
but
right here.
Right down by the
yep,
bottom.
but here's the catch: if you have to be tuned in when your name is called, once your name is picked from the wheel of names, you have 10 seconds. 1-0 to comment hashtag watch and Windsor to make you the official winner. Let's cut to the chase. Show us the NBA AI photo.
What the
What the?
fork is this? Why is Moses in this?
Moses with the aliens. Oh, Wembanyama.
Ah!
Wembanyama is my
Ah,
first take.
man, I did not get that. Could it be though? Could it be?
Yeah, Wembanyama is my first take.
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Because there's aliens.
Probably the Rockets. Maybe James Harden. I don't know.
Jalen Green?
Because
Green?
Moses has beard.
Savior of the Rockets? Alpi?
So Moses was in the Exodus. So
Oh man.
That is so hard.
Exodus, man.
I get it. Moses is there. I'll help everybody out because this is actually very, very difficult. So you got Moses,
Not current.
Rockets, not a current player from the 1980s. You got Moses. There's a rocket. It's a planet. Who thought of this AI photo, man? This is hard as hell.
I mean, I think I know my. I think I have a guess. Educated guess.
Well,
Yeah,
I know
the
actually.
answer is
I also
there.
know the answer. No, the answer right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Wait, time out. Brian, what's the password to the pad again?
Right.
0500. How do I keep forgetting it? I swear to God.
So can I give the answer?
No, not yet. Hold on. We're waiting for... Because this is hard. Again, so I'm going to help everybody out here. Somebody said Bonel Balingit. No. So Moses is there. Rockets.
You're near though because he's a big man. So
Yeah. So everybody's also commenting it's super hard. So Moses, Rockets. He used to play for the Rockets. His name is Moses. And this was from the 1980s. Probably spilled over from 1975 to
good at
1983.
rebounds.
The round amount of rebound. I
No.
think we got it. I think somebody got it.
It was Charles Barkley.
No, Moses Malone was the first round.
Yes.
I mean,
He's
Is he
chocolate.
not-
No,
Oh
that's
no
not
no.
Doc.
I have a comment. You know,
Hmm.
if you name your kid Moses, ba,
Hmm.
and he's like 6'10", 6'9",
Hmm.
he better be good at basketball.
He better be good at rebounding too.
Better be good at basketball. Name your kid Moses.
A very fair guess here is Jamario Moon.
Okay.
And that's a
Okay.
fair guess.
That's a-
That's a fair guess. I will say that's a fair guess. Somebody said Karl Malone, not Karl Malone. Somebody said LeBron James, not LeBron James. I think we already have the winner. I saw somebody comment that earlier. Yeah,
What do you have? What do you
The
have?
pin?
Okay, so
napin? Yung napin pala. Wait lang.
congratulations to
Do you have the pin? I don't have the pin. What's the pin?
Romel Di Lirio.
Romel
Yeah.
Lirio?
Romel Lirio, congratulations, brother.
Romel Lirio is our winner.
Yep.
First one.
That's really hard.
The
For game
answer
time,
is
the answer is Moses Malone.
Mhm.
I would not have guessed it looking at the picture.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to
No.
Moses.
Congratulations again, Romel Lirio. Sa mga hindi nalalo, wag malala because we have 3 more games of Guess the AI Picture.
Somebody said Eric Mink.
Somebody said, yeah, Elijah Wan. Pwede naman din Moses Moody. But Moses Moody never played for the Rockets. So, all right. Let's get into it, guys. So for the NBA roundup, we got to talk about this because it is making rounds. Chan, I'll start off with you on this one. The Jimmy Butler trade saga doesn't seem to end. There are now multiple suitors for Jimmy Butler. You got the Golden State Warriors. They're back in play because there are rumors that the Warriors have lowered down their, or the Warriors have lowered down their asking price in terms of creating a trade for Jimmy Butler. Where do the Heat really go from here? What is the best play for them to make so that they get something good from this Jimmy Butler trade? Because there's no way he's playing now after what he pulled off with the team where he missed the team flight and he said he was just going to meet the team in wherever they were supposed to play the night of. And really, when you're talking about the different teams that are trying to vie for him, What makes sense for the Heat so that they can still stay as a contender within the scope of what Eric Spoelstra wants to get done within the team system?
I think the Heat are trying to get younger. They're trying to get the best possible trade that they can get from Jimmy Butler. I think malas lang talaga si Jimmy Butler kasi hard-headed din itong si Coach Pat Riley. So,
Yeah.
they're clashing their heads and I don't think Jimmy Butler would end up at a better spot against Pat Riley. And aside din ni Pat Riley, I think so hard to trade because of his contract, because of his age. So, have to really weigh saan ba mananalo talaga yung in terms of trade. So, I don't know if Jimmy is going to be really traded. If he will be traded, I think it's gonna be a trade that would make Miami better. Because I think in terms of this trade, I think the Miami Heat has the better side of the court.
What trade makes sense for you in your mind?
I think contract-wise and somehow the age-wise, I think the Phoenix Suns is probably the most.
Who goes? Beal.
Deal.
But Beal's saying he's not
He
he's not releasing his trade clause for
for
the
Miami.
Miami now.
Gonna be, and I saw up some posts that it's gonna be Golden State.
They
And
lowered down their
Wiggins,
asking
right?
price. Yeah.
Wiggins.
Potentially it's gonna be Wiggins and I think Pods.
So issue for there is Wiggins is still a bit still young,
Yeah.
and it's really detrimental on the side of the future.
I agree.
I don't know. Maybe Curry's trying to lobby the win now, and
Does
for
Butler?
future-
Let me ask you about a question here.
future.
Correct. Does Butler on the Warriors move the needle for them in terms of being a championship contender? Neil, interesting situation here as well. They are making a play to put Jimmy Butler back with the 76ers and pair him with Joel Embiid. The deal on the table is for a direct swap between him and Paul George. Does this help the Sixers? Hurt the Sixers?
Well, for the Jimmy Butler trade saga, I mentioned it last episode, right? That it would be perfect for Butler to change the culture in Phoenix. But regarding on this talk about straight swap between Paul George, I believe it's gonna hurt the Sixers because as what you can see, Paul George is in the past couple games he has been, he's honored to be like the best player of the game for Philadelphia, and you have Tyrese Maxey. So basically, the Sixers doesn't need another guy that that really like scoring wise because we all know Jimmy Butler as what he thinks he's an alpha. He's a top scorer. He's him in other words, but I think it will be odd if you partner up Jimmy with Joel again because before it did not work. Like hindi sila nakaabot ng they were
So sa tingin
obliterated.
mo, if uulitin nila yung pairing na yan, it
Yeah,
will
they were obliterated in the second round, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then in the issue of Joel Embiid too, like he's missing games. He's very fragile. His knees are very fragile. I'm not sure if knees ba yung injury niya or somewhere else.
Might be a mental thing, honestly.
Yeah.
I think Butler's a big ass diva.
Yep.
Go on.
And then the trade that makes sense for me, let's just say if Miami continues to like let go of Jimmy Butler, the
Which they
trade
will.
that,
They have to
yeah.
at this point.
the trade that really makes sense for me, you're gonna hate me for this.
I probably already am.
Yeah, you're gonna don't do that. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me for this, but I'm confident that the Milwaukee Bucks will.
See, I knew he'd say Middleton for Butler.
No.
For who?
No. Like a couple role players, like maybe
Pat Connaughton.
yeah,
Pat Connaughton was in the conversation.
Connaughton.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at
the other I don't know role players.
But they had to give up Middleton.
in Milwaukee.
You're gonna need to give up Middleton for
Para
Butler.
ma-fit yung
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
contract.
So basically, what will happen if this happens, if Jimmy goes to Milwaukee, there's gonna be the third running mate for Giannis. No, veteran
I'm
wise.
not mad at that.
Veteran wise, and then you have Dame as well. So basically, there are three veterans on the Milwaukee Bucks already. Giannis, Butler, and Lillard, and then the young guys. So for the Heat, on the Heat's end naman, I believe that if Jimmy eventually leaves, it's not going to be a problem for them because they have an upcoming big man of Kyle Ware, who has been a starter in the maybe back in November or December. And then you have the young guys. You have Tyler Hero, who has been also great for Miami. You still have Bam. You have what else? Bam, Tyler. You have Jaime Jaquez. So basically, what will happen with Miami if Butler leaves, it will be a complete, I don't know,
Rebuild.
Complete rebuild, if that's the term. So yeah, it's probably the trade that will make sense right now. Even though if they lost Middleton, I think the Bucks, and you said it before that Middleton is quite going down with his stats. Contract expiring, and then you have like injuries as well.
Chan, I gotta talk about. He's been having a good 2 weeks, no?
Uh,
He's been having a good 2 weeks.
Good run.
He's been having a hot week. He was supposed to be the best player, so he was a very efficient 4-for-4 shooting. That's number one. Number two, I realized today he knows PT. The Monday runs the week before, he had a great showing, right? Played to his strengths, played Neil Ramos basketball. Went to the game on Sunday, had a great showing, 4-for-4, 9 points, about a couple of boards. Defended Corvinian Hurst. Okay, great. Moved on, still had a good week.
And Sikod by Pedrosa.
Got secret by Pedrosa. And then he moves on to this week. Had a solid showing yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm agreeing with what he said. What is going on for He knows how to PT. I did not know that. Very useful. He's been having a great week, man. Been having a great. I'm not mad at the Milwaukee Bucks take. I think that. Look at his killing ass face. I love it. All right.
Ayaw mo si Jimmy Butler mag-Bulls? Para anak ni Jordan.
Oh, don't. Oh my God. I had a very fun conversation with the two of them on the way here about I already lost my voice there, talking about certain things.
Screaming in the car.
I was actually like
Typical Japan.
pounding.
Yeah, the typical Japan.
Typical. I'm passionate, bro. I'm very passionate. Migs, I'll go to you now. So I'm not mad at the Milwaukee Bucks take. I like both things so far. Ray Bagongon said the best play that the Heat can make is to try to poach for picks and a player that can be developed from the Pistons, but that is if he wants to play in Detroit. So that means they're gonna probably get rid of All-Star Thompson. They're probably gonna get rid of not really Cade. I don't see it happening with Detroit because if you're Detroit, why would I get Butler? We did this before with Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
It did not work out where we got a veteran and we traded away sort of our future. Another interesting take is he would be a good fit for the Lakers. I don't know if the Lakers want him. There are no assets. They probably want to get rid of Vando and Reeves, but Reeves is just untouchable for the Lakers at this point.
Vando is doing great on the defensive end with Finney Smith.
Correct. Warriors is actually a bad trade as Butler will ask for more money. So where do they go from here? Or where does Miami go from here in terms of looking at what Jimmy Butler can provide to other teams evaluating that particular part of Jimmy Butler, his contract, and what he brings to their team, and that team saying, all right, this is what we can give for that value.
All right, so Butler might be a poison pill. Okay, you know he's gonna show up in the playoffs.
Right.
Maybe we've seen that.
Yeah.
But then it's weird because Jimmy Butler has this reputation for being tough, showing up.
Alpha.
But he actually misses a lot of games.
That's true.
Right?
That's so true.
He averages around 55, 56 games a year, a
Right.
season. Right? But okay, so assuming that he'll show up in the playoffs, he can be a distraction in the locker room, and it's easier to change a system than it is to change a vibe.
True. Okay, I can agree
Right?
with
So
that.
if you have a good vibe in your locker room, like you put a Jimmy Butler character there, and that messes things up.
Great turmoil.
Yeah. And for the Heat, I think the Heat have to pick a lane here. Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna tear it up? Are they gonna just tear it down?
Yeah.
Or are they gonna try to play for something? Because it's actually bad for the Heat. It's actually bad for the Heat. Nah, they're always kind of good enough to be 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this last night about the Lakers
Yeah.
still. But it's kind of bang, you give yourselves the impression ba na we're actually good enough because we make it to the playoffs. But then you don't actually do anything in the playoffs. Plus you're in the East. No, so the Heat have to pick a lane. So are they
What
rocking?
lane? What lane do you think What lane is best for them right now?
You have to get rid of Jimmy Butler. You have to find a way to get rid of Jimmy Butler. You have to take advantage of the fact that Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo have been relatively healthy this year. Tyler Hero has not missed a lot of time, and he has missed a lot of time the past 2 seasons. They seem invested with wanting the Heat to succeed.
Right.
We've heard rumors, diba, na si Bam has gone to the front office and said, like, you know,
What's going on?
he's not okay with this.
Correct.
Right. So if I were Jimmy Butler, like just for a legacy standpoint, I'd go back to the Bulls because it kind of makes sense.
Anak ni Jordan.
Again,
I do not like that narrative. I hate that storyline.
I can't talk about contracts here, but it kind of makes sense because the Bulls actually have a good.
What's your proposal on the table for the Bulls?
They have a good team right now. So probably get rid of Patrick Williams. Probably get rid of a few picks.
I did not see Patrick Williams.
Jalen
And
Horton.
probably Kobe White.
Jalen Horton.
Maybe.
No one wants that
I don't
anytime
think-
fitness looking dude.
No, I don't think you get rid of Kobe White because then you'd be leveraging a lot. You'd be counting on Lonzo Ball's health too much. I mean, he has been playing well, but then it's Lonzo Ball.
What would you give up? Because from a contractual perspective, it would either be Kobe White or Ball who would need to be in that trade just to match what you're
I mean,
losing.
if I were the Bulls, I'd rather give up Lonzo Ball. As much as I love Lonzo Ball, I'd rather give up Lonzo Ball
I
and
disagree.
bank on.
You want White?
Kobe White's. The projection for Kobe White is going up. It's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
up.
Okay.
So you get a Jimmy Butler in the Bulls. You actually have Zach LaVine, who's low-key having a great season.
Yes.
Vucevic having a resurgent season right now. So you have a team there.
And then you have the rookie Matas Buzelis.
I mean, you have a team there. I mean, you
I'm
can
not
make
mad
some
at the
noise.
Bulls take. I did not see the Bulls, and I forgot about Patrick Williams, who kind of provides what you would look for in terms of player value. I get that.
And it's better for Jimmy. Just for Jimmy Butler, but I'd rather him. If I were Jimmy Butler, I'd rather stay in the East because then I'd have a bigger chance of making it to the playoffs. Because if you go to the West, it's just tougher.
Difficult.
Speaking of the Bulls to attorney, I love this kid right there, like Matas Buzelis.
Yeah.
He, actually, during the draft, I actually had him at my top 5 because I see him
You
play.
could have anybody your top 5
Yeah.
in this draft at this point, really.
No. What I mean is that
I mean,
that
I'm being
draft,
fair, I'm
yeah,
being fair.
that
Anybody's good at this draft.
yeah, that draft is
crap.
that draft is with Scoot, with Wemby, right? Yeah. So again, going back.
Oh,
to,
that was a draft. Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
yeah. Going back to this one, I mean, Matas Buzelis is one of my favorite players playing the G League Ignite. He has been great in the Ignite, in that G League Ignite team. He has been great in the Bulls.
Yeah.
Right
Killed my
now,
fantasy team.
right
Yeah.
now,
It's killing me. It's giving me
He's-
nothing.
he's like a more athletic Kristaps Porzingis to me.
All right, hold on.
He's
I'm
a
not mad at the
yeah.
thing. I get it. Because
Next-
Kristaps is not really
next unicorn. I don't know.
correct. I just gotta read this funny comment. Rendren, Mr. Longbomb traded to Golden State for Stephen Curry and 3 round chicken balls. What is going on in the comments? Why are we talking about 3 round chicken balls? All right, Heat could go. Heat could go and talk to the Magic. This is a very good one, Migs.
All right.
Chad and Neil. Talk to the Magic. I think they can pick up young guys there, and Jimmy can amp up the defensive intensity. If somehow the Magic can pull up a Jimmy Butler trade where they don't sacrifice Suggs, Wagner, Bitadze, and Banchero. So
Not possible.
I don't think it's happening too, because I don't think the Magic are looking at Butler and saying, "All right, he's going to move the needle for us and make us a championship contender." I don't think so.
Franz and Paolo are like max guys. They're gonna be max guys. So
Yeah.
I don't think Magic would try to disrupt what
They're
what they have, they already
Yeah.
have a good thing.
They're
going.
good, they're good.
Defensively, they're good.
The
Yeah.
Bulls.
Why would you add?
The Wagner twins.
The Bulls make sense. The
Yeah.
Bulls have the veterans. To
I like the Bulls. I like the Bulls take,
counterbalance, like, you know.
but I'm not mad at the Bucks take as well. Alan, nope. Jimmy Butler for 50 kilos of rice na lang. Yung nakasaing na. All right. Butler is a fit for the Spurs.
I think
Not
that-
much you can move though if you're the
No.
Spurs.
Yeah, I think no.
I wouldn't.
You still have Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul there, so just
You
the
might need to
young
move both Barnes and Paul.
yeah the young guys from the Spurs will eventually, not really eventually, but will definitely learn from those two veterans.
And he's not a Spurs guy. I mean,
not a Spurs guy.
I mean, granted, no, na Popovich isn't coaching right now because he's sick. You know.
Who's their coach?
Soon. He had a- he had
That
a
guy who
very
looks
mild
like
stroke.
that guy who looks like a bot. Have
Hey.
you ever seen a guy? Have you ever seen the coaches on NBA 2K?
Yeah.
He looks like the NBA 2K coach.
Like,
I'm not even gonna lie. I told Derek, what is going on in San Antonio? Why is a bot?
Yeah, but Jimmy isn't a Spurs system guy. Like the Spurs have a very specific system.
Yeah.
They have very specific guys for that system. And Jimmy needs the ball. Jimmy needs the ball at the mid block.
Wait, I got. Hold on, sorry, I cut you off there. Jimmy Butler will redeem himself through victories, sweet, and trials that test. He shines with integrity, pursuing the best. In Unity's dance, he embraces his mates, a champion's heart that inspires and creates. Bro, tell me you're not using ChatGPT without telling me you're using ChatGPT. So here's to Jimmy with courage and skill, a beacon of hope with unwavering will. In the game of life, may we all strive to be a bit more like Jimmy, authentic and free. What is going on in these comments, bro?
Bars.
Oh my God.
Comment
All
of the night. Comment of the night.
Plus 10 for Jimmy to stay on the Miami Heat. Lalo na parating yung bagong player nila na big man din. I think you're talking about Kilauea earlier.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So, we talked about the Lakers being a viable trade option for Jimmy Butler. You said no. On the flip side of this whole Lakers scenario, I got two Laker advocates here. Me being the hater, Neil being a bandwagoner. Do the Lakers need more help, Migs?
You always tell me that I'm the biggest Lakers fan, you know. I'm
You
also the
probably are.
biggest Lakers pessimist.
Every
knows.
time I hit him up,
Lakers.
I'm like, hey, the Lakers are doing great. It's like, no, they're not. They won. It's like, I don't care. You needed you needed 42 points from 80 to beat the Hornets last night.
Beat the
112-107.
And you need you need clutch plays from LeBron to beat the Heat without Jimmy Butler. I mean, like Japheth messages me every time the Lakers do well, and I just say like, bleep the Lakers, man. Bleep.
He does.
The
The
Lakers.
Lakers do well. Japheth he messages.
That's funny though. Yeah, that's actually what they do. If they do well, I hit you up. If they do bad, I'm like, Chad, your Lakers are ass, bro.
No, man. Yeah, I operate on the mindset that the Lakers are gonna lose every game. Like that's how I operate.
Yeah.
I never think they're gonna win anything, even in games that they're supposed to win, that they're leading by, even if they're leading by 10 in the last minute and a half, I'd still not.
Confiance.
Yeah. Pero mula again, I mean, the Lakers not good enough. They do not have the wing defenders to compete in the West
But
with,
makes-
with anyone. I mean,
Can we agree on what we talked about last night, where the Lakers don't really need a wing defender or a wing player? In my opinion, if they go LeBron, Reeves, LeBron, Reeves, Davis, and you
Right.
put in like let's say you somehow keep Red Chimura, and then you somehow play Vando, right? But the one area that I feel like in the Western Conference, and even if they do make it to the finals, where they can match up pretty well, is that they need that five. Anthony Davis is absolutely correct.
so Jackson Hayes isn't the answer.
Jackson Hayes is the
Frustrating.
that Simpsons character.
Yeah.
He is not the answer. I'll just say I had an expletive for him. He's not the answer. He's not been the answer.
He just jumps at everything.
He jumps at everything. He's not a good defender. Dwight Howard is available. I say this time and time again. I do not understand why Dwight Howard cannot be called up by the Lakers to fill in that 5 role.
Can I just get this off my chest? Because the Lakers have done this twice. They went back to back, 9 and 10, right?
Yeah.
And they tore that team down.
They got Nash and
They tore the team down. They lost to the Mavericks.
Yep.
They lost to the Mavs, who eventually
Swept.
They were the eventual champions. They
Yeah.
lost to the Mavs. It was a bad matchup, but they tore that team down. They looked for a trade. They wanted to
they
bring in
got
Chris
Dwight.
Paul.
They got Metal
messed
World
everything
Peace,
up.
Nash. Yeah.
They messed Lamar Odom up. Diba?
Yeah.
So, and they didn't have to. They could have gone for another run. They did it again.
Did it? I agree.
In 21 and 22.
No,
After-
they panicked in the first round against Phoenix. That's what happened.
I mean, and you have to think about that series. LeBron was hurt.
Hmm.
Right, but a bad ankle sprain. AD had a groin injury. But then that team had a chance. I mean, they had Montrez. They still had a good
It
team.
was Andre Drummond,
They just needed
Montrez.
another run.
No, they needed AD back. That's it.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
they
they
genuinely
needed
only
another-
need- I agree with that.
But
I agree with that
I think
100%.
that the piece that started the piece that started the downfall was Alex Caruso. I mean, they bet on the wrong player. They bet on THT
And they
over
bet on
Alex
KCP.
I mean, KCP was good. KCP
He was
good.
decent, but the Lakers mix, and I think this paved the way for their current structure right now. Which again, I'm of the belief that if they just get another decent 5, if you can somehow get like a Clint Capella back,
Yeah.
Right?
Daniel-
That'd be
Thomas
great.
Bryant, even
Daniel
Thomas
Gafford.
Bryant.
Maybe but Mavs are not letting go of Daniel Gafford. No way.
Even Thomas Bryant.
Even if
And
they be.
Thomas Bryant.
But because AD naturally, when we saw him win the championship in 2020, because he's naturally a 4, and him as a 4 is more serviceable for the Lakers because then you can go high-low. That gives him enough space to operate where he wants to operate, which is usually down by the block or by the foul line where he likes to shoot that jump shot. That's how the Lakers won the 2020 championship because he also didn't have to defend the 5 all the time.
Can I have a take? Hot take. Trade AD. Trade AD. He's the more valuable asset right now.
But who do you get back?
There
You're
are
arguably,
teams-
Migs, you're arguably saying, you're telling me now that you want to trade a top 5 player in the league. I'm saying AD is a top 5, 6 player in the league.
He's more valuable than LeBron right now. Because
Trade LeBron! What are we doing?
you can't.
You can't trade LeBron!
You can't.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I
You want to trade? You want to trade your 42
Trade
and 20 guy for that aging, no defending 31, maybe 25, maybe 16 every other night guy.
No one's gonna take on LeBron.
Yeah.
Like no city is big enough for LeBron except what New York.
So who makes what trade makes sense
Trade
here
AD.
where you move the needle?
You trade AD and you get the picks and you rebuild. Like
Yeah.
allow LeBron to just go off into the
Yeah.
sunset.
You know what?
I mean, you're no one like
You're
no
doing
one,
a Kobe.
Di ba,
You're
good?
doing 2016.
No one
what you're
ever
doing.
talks about how the Lakers are wasting AD's prime.
Yeah, you know what, attorney, I agree with you.
He's right.
I agree with you on that because
Oh, yeah.
I have one guy in mind that I don't know, maybe hypothetically, possibly straight up swap. I would trade AD for Domas.
Okay.
Domas is a top 3 big right now in the NBA. That's stats wise, Domas doing great for Sacramento. I think if hypothetically straight swap, I would trade AD for Domas. And AD never, or maybe won once against Domas in 10 outings.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That doesn't move the needle for the Lakers because Karana,
What's the goal? I
they're
guess
not good enough
is a
this
good
year.
question.
They're not good enough this year.
What's the goal if you make
they're
that trade?
Second
Just to
round,
make you a championship team.
just to be a good championship team. What they need right now,
Yeah.
like
If you're Rob Pelinka, who is horrible at this job, we can agree he's horrible.
He has the Kobe immunity.
Don't get me started on that. We talked about this.
And then when you're friends with Kobe, you're protected.
He's gone. May his soul rest in peace in heaven, Chan.
Quote unquote nepotism.
May his soul rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant Miggs. We've talked about this from the moment I met you. I've never liked Kobe. I have respect for
I
Kobe.
can respect that.
But I don't respect this nepotism nonsense with him and Pelinka, where the only reason why Pelinka is with the Lakers organization, Chan, is because Kobe got him the job. He has done damn near nothing but ruin. Outside of 2020, I'm giving him 2020. Outside of that, he panicked in 2021.
Yeah.
We can all agree he did. He blasted that team into oblivion, which I thought if they ran it back one more year, I agree with you.
Gave in to LeBron too much.
Gave into LeBron way too much. Ever since then, from 2022 to the present day, the Lakers, outside of that great run they had in 2000, I think it was 23, where they made it to the Western Conference Finals, where they were a 7 seed, and now people were saying it doesn't really matter. We're
They
gonna
were
focus on
swept
LeBron.
by Denver.
They got swept by the Denver Nuggets. Okay, they made it go. They go back again to the playoffs. Denver beats them again. The answer is obvious. You need a 5.
Yeah, I mean, well,
You have assets.
that's the thing. Who's the only asset on that team? Like
Rui Hachimura is a good asset. I'm not mad at Rui. If, for example, it makes you want to go out in a chariot of flames, you want to like whip that horse and like ride into the sunset with fire in your back and your hair is long or whatever, you make a trade for Clint Capella, Walker Kessler, because the Wolves are not winning anymore. You go after Rudy Gobert. You need that 5. Okay, maybe not Rudy Gobert because I'm stretching it. That guy's bottoms. Maybe. Just pick up Dwight Howard. What is wrong with picking up Dwight? I don't get it. What did Dwight
He hasn't been
do?
in the NBA for 4 years. He's been out of the league for 4 years.
Granted, he's been the Diddy of the NBA. That's a different story altogether, Migs, but he is still serviceable. Tell me I'm wrong with Dwight Howard.
Di man, good. Again, the help that they need is a reality check.
Hold on, here's a
That's
good
the help
one.
They need.
Robert Williams in Portland. Get him out of that hellhole.
Fragile.
Bad knees.
Yeah.
I think
Kayo pa yung demanding Fist bumping. I'll see the fist bumping later, huh?
Bad knees.
I've never seen the fist bumping
Bad
later.
knees.
Hey, come on, we debate later.
You want Aiton?
Right
Jonas
now,
Valanciunas.
But
Wa-
I mean,
Walker Kessler is the only option right now that actually seems.
Jonas is just like same as Mark Gasol.
but it doesn't bring the defense though. I mean, if you want another big,
Jakob
you
Puello.
want another big to play defense, right? Because you save AD from all that physicality.
Correct.
Because AD is better as a help defender anyway.
I agree on that a million%. Jokic eats him every time. People don't notice how like Jokic is smiling when AD's on him.
To be fair with AD, it's not because he doesn't compete. Jokic is just so much better, so much stronger.
High basketball
but-
IQ.
On every other matchup, AD wins. AD wins in every other match. Except
Andre
it's a
Blatch.
bonus thing.
It's a joke.
What's
I think right now
that bad, Andre Blatch?
the Lakers
Yeah,
are
it's more than that, bud.
studying.
Oh.
They've been on that for a couple of
Yeah,
seasons.
because I think Rob is trying to weigh.
Quick insert.
if-
Get Angel Reese. Go ahead.
if Miles
Angel
Turner
Reese.
worth it for the 59. Kevin Williams. Very high value. Kasi
Yeah.
Basically by 20. Go down your rankings.
Yeah.
Would it be worth it? Get Miles Turner now.
I think the most valuable trade option that you guys have is to move your entire trade or to create your entire trade package around Rui Hachimura. You know what? You're not going to let go of Reeves because Palenka has a hard-on for Reeves. We can all agree with that. LeBron James, untouchable. AD, it makes sense
Trade
only.
Bronny.
It makes sense only if you get a top 5 player back, which is you're either going to go Shea, Jokic, Tatum, and they're not moving. They're untouchables as well on the teams that
Well,
they're on.
technically, if you're honest about it, whenever you trade a top 5 player, you're never going to get the same value back. I mean, that's the
Right.
risk with trading a top 5 player. But I'm just saying, the help they need is a reality check because they're just not good enough. I mean, you can't add 1 or 2 pieces to this team and say, "Oh, this is championship team." No, because it's a top to bottom revamp. They need a top to bottom revamp.
And this is a Lakers pessimist talking, huh?
Time out. DeAndre Ayton.
The contract won't work. He's too expensive, right? He's a max player now.
Explain.
Marcus Doubted. Kunin niya lang si Marcus Doubted in inventong comment ng iba. Marcus Doubted. I'm joking, of course. Come on, man. I know you're like a president.
Plumlee?
Goddamn. Plumlee?
As a backup big.
Isaiah Stewart.
Nah, they had beef with LeBron.
They got beef with LeBron.
Yeah.
That's not
Retire
gonna
Pau
work.
Gasol.
Not gonna work. He's old and fat. All right, let's keep it on that particular trajectory mix. I'll start with you on this one because somebody in the comments section said, "Why is Wemby not a starter over LeBron?" You gotta remember, number one, and we'll talk about this in depth. You gotta remember it's a fan vote. Starters are determined by the fans, so it's a fan vote. Hell, if you want Wemby to be an all-star starter, have the whole country of France vote for him. Why didn't you?
France
There was-
didn't show up.
Yeah, the one time, remember Zaza Pachulia was about to be an all-star starter because the entire country of Georgia voted for him. That's true. And then that's when the NBA mid-vote, no joke, they changed it to a 50-50 rule. 50% media,
How
50%.
about Wiggins with that K-pop star?
Yeah. So spin it however you want. It's a fan vote. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. So wait, one more quick take. Niv Salas, he's been on fire with the takes all night. If we're being honest, Braun and Steph shouldn't be starting. If we have to put a
True.
Laker in the starting lineup, just give it to AD. AD is more comfortable playing the 4 and put Joker at the
You're
5.
right.
Then KD at the 3. Hate me for this, but with Steph's performance this season, he doesn't deserve to be a starter or an all-star this
We
year.
don't hate you for that.
I'd rather replace him with Ant and have him play the 2, let SGA play the 1. But what can we do? The All-Star game is for the fans. Or maybe they're including Steph because the game is being played at Chase Center. Interesting take. Also, Brunson over the middle of the season. Such a huge joke. Now we're at odds here, Niv. Even Cunningham is playing better right now than Brunson.
I have takes.
All right, give it to me. I'll start with
West?
you.
Are we starting with the West?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's an interesting 5 it's interesting 5 because in the East you have the actual like best
Players.
technically arguably the 5
Yeah.
best guys in the East.
You have two Knicks there too.
Yeah, and in the West these are like institutional guys. Like you have LeBron, institutional guy, but he has a negative plus minus right now. So the Lakers are -4 with him on the court, right? You have KD, missed a lot of time. You have Steph Curry, missed a lot of time. Team sucks. Like, okay, so, but these are institutional guys. I mean, their legacies are cemented. So, like, you have to put them in, and it is a popularity contest.
Yeah, but attorney, regarding LeBron not being an All-Star, I think that's I think it for me. I'm a
No, he should
big,
still be an all-star.
yeah.
Just not a starter.
Not really an All-Star, but a starter. Because for me, I'm a LeBron guy. I'm a big LeBron guy, even though back in Cleveland, Miami, and those years, I'm a LeBron guy, and I believe that LeBron will be a starter because this guy at age
LeBron has earned it.
at age 40, he has been a double machine, and he is 300 plus points away of having a 50K
But
point.
isn't it enough for him to just be an all-star? Does it have to be a starter?
I think for me,
I think LeBron's earned it though.
I mean, the take was correct, man. If you're giving it to a Lakers guy, I mean, give it to AD. I mean, he's earned it.
But it's a fan vote thing. Well, that, and because if you're talking about, let's say, the split between those who voted are, you got maybe 40% casual, oh no, sorry, 60% casual fans who voted because, hey, it's an all-star game, let's vote. And then you got 40%, which is more of the hardcore fans. So let's say the majority of the voters said, all right, well, maybe they were debating between AD and LeBron. And then all of a sudden, the hardcore vote was more for AD. But the casual vote is 60%. But the casual vote went to LeBron. So I'm not saying that necessarily when you're talking about the all-star starters, one is necessarily better than the other, but because of the entertainment value, the body of work, for example, which is what happened with Kobe during his last year, they voted him in as a starter as well because, the Lakers weren't winning, but, it's Kobe Bryant, so no argument there. That's where I see where this went LeBron's way in a realistic sense, right?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, like France, you couldn't show up. Really, guys?
I mean, if Jordan... Here's the problem. We all know Jalen Green and Jordan Clarkson, right? All right, where's the Philippines voting for these two?
I mean, I think
They have a country of like 100 million.
Filipinos are intelligent basketball-wise. Everything.
I think-
Basketball-wise.
yeah, I think one of the All-Star snub, my guy from Sacramento. I think Domas deserves to be a starter for the
No,
West.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
What are the starters? We have Shea, AD,
Shea, Steph,
LeBron, KD.
LeBron, Jokic, KD.
Yeah.
So who is he bumping out?
I'm gonna bump out KD.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bump because in the past couple years, I don't know if you saw the story. I mean the Netflix series first five, starting five, yeah. Because there was a season where Domas was actually showing out, putting Sacramento Game 7 in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, the midseason, Domas was never actually noticed as an all-star caliber player. So I love Domas in Sacramento, what he did for Sacramento, and I believe that he is the focal point.
SJ is not a starter?
Yes,
Ah, yes, a starter. Okay,
He's
just want
a
to make sure.
starter.
He was
Pero
a starter.
I think si Sabonis is in the same boat with Sengun. Like,
I agree.
The
You know that
American
Charmander
NBA
evolution thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
I am saying good.
but if you look at the I think the American NBA guys,
Yeah.
it's a hard sell sa ilaha. The European bigs. It's a hard sell for them. Like, they don't appreciate Sengun. They're looking at Jalen Green's having a good season. It's Van Vliet because they have a veteran, but actually it's Sengun. Sengun's the number one guy. So I think at least Sengun's gonna be a reserve. And then if we go to the East, if it's okay, I mean, who's starting in the East? It's Brunson, Mitchell,
Tatum, Giannis, and
Giannis,
Cat.
right?
Cat is a surprise for me.
I mean, I think didn't the fans consider Evan Mobley? Doesn't he deserve to be a starter considering they are the number one team?
Cleveland is
And-
literally the bathroom of the United States. That's what I hear.
I mean,
Nobody cares.
like
Unless
Mobley's development is
I like
perhaps
it.
the biggest factor for this magical season they're having. No, and then I'd say Darius Garland over Donovan Mitchell.
LaMelo Ball over Jalen Brunson.
No way.
No way.
I mean,
Nah.
diba,
No.
we go back and forth about this. LaMelo Ball in a better situation. He's not trash. He's actually a good player. He's just in a bad situation. It's bad habits with the Hornets.
I
Diba?
actually pick Trae Young.
I always tell him the Warriors should have
The
gotten
Warriors,
LaMelo Ball
they drafted
over-
right at the time.
Yeah.
Dra-
Did not
because
draft
if
right.
we were all right, let's talk about one time. That's just one time, Migs.
Where's-
If they drafted LaMelo Ball,
Going off
LaMelo's
on
ball. Nah, we will. LaMelo Ball's value would decrease because you would have a D'Angelo Russell situation. You would still need to let him go. They couldn't. The system of the Warriors requires for Steph, a shooter. This is a fact. Steph, a shooter. Klay Thompson, a capable wing defender who can also serve as a 5, which is strong enough. Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, the donkey that he is, and then you have a backup big. That's the system. That's the entire system. And then you have the Death 5 concept where you have a Harrison Barnes and then a Kevin Durant. That's your system. Then they tried with D'Angelo Russell where they had an off guard who could also handle the ball and take that pressure off Steph, put him off ball, and then he's another scorer type. They did this twice, Migs. With D'Angelo Russell and with Chris Paul. Both times they failed. That is the reality if we had a LaMelo Ball in Golden State. They drafted right at the time. I'm not saying James Wiseman is a better player than LaMelo Ball. I'm saying they drafted what they needed to. They did what they needed to do at the time. And if it was a different situation, we would not be talking about LaMelo Ball the way we are now.
Right. So it's and I'm not comparing him to Jordan, but it's a Sam Bowie versus Jordan.
It's a Sam Bowie situation.
Like,
Portland, though, it's a different context, though, when you're talking about Sam Bowie and Michael Jordan, because the Portland Trail Blazers, at the time, they didn't need it. But then again, would we be talking about Jordan the same way we are now if he was on the Blazers? With Drexler. With that dynamic.
Yeah.
Without Phil Jackson, without Scottie Pippen, it would have been a different road.
But ano lang, if you're drafting number 2 ba, it doesn't make sense that you go for best fit. If I was at number 2, if I was at number 1, you go for the best talent available because you don't often get the first or second pick.
And
Right? And then it like LaMelo
With Darko.
LaMelo would
Didn't really matter. They made 8 straight Eastern
LaMelo
Conference Finals.
prolongs Steph's career, probably prolongs Clay's career in the sense that he makes Clay more effective because you can just stash Clay in the corner. And then, like, you pick number 2, you pick the best talent available, which LaMelo Ball was the best talent available at number 2, and you make it work. You find a way to make it work.
I'll give you a good take. What year did LaMelo Ball get drafted?
2018.
2018? I don't think he's been in the league that long.
19? I don't know.
Probably 21, right? I'll give you this take, Mix.
So the Warriors sucked the year before because Steph was hurt.
Correct. So they had Wiseman. So this was 2020. It had to be 2020. It had to be 2020 because that was when they were
2020.
due.
It was Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that was the same draft class. Edwards and
draft,
LaMelo Ball. Which, by the way, I believe Anthony Edwards should have been also rookie of the year.
Okay.
So, Mix, I'll tell you this. If they had LaMelo Ball, they would not win the 2022 finals. They would not be the 2022 champs. I'm telling you, they would not have won.
So you're saying
Because they would not have gotten Jordan Poole
yeah.
in the offseason to be their fiery backcourt, sixth man.
You don't think LaMelo Ball could have been a better Jordan Poole?
No.
What?
No. LaMelo Ball, where LaMelo Ball is now is a result.
Stop with talking about the All-Star lineup.
Hold on. Where LaMelo Ball is now is a byproduct of his ability to have the highest usage rate in Charlotte right now. He needs the ball, Migs. He's not a good off-ball player. The Warriors system requires for him to move off-ball and make plays off the ball. It requires you to play with IQ. I'm not saying LaMelo Ball doesn't have great IQ. I'm saying every time we see LaMelo Ball, the only time he's effective is when he has the ball. The Warriors system does not. If you want to be successful in the Warriors, which is why, for example, Eric Pascal, who talked about it on the podcast, said, I could not benefit from the Warriors system because I could not space the floor the way the Warriors wanted me to space the floor with Steph, because our entire system is built on how Steph comes off screens. If, for example, off a screen, X does not happen for Steph, I'm Y, I dive to the rim or I spot on the floor where Steph gets more space to operate and let his gravity take over, which is where I see LaMelo Ball being a problem, the same way we saw D'Angelo Russell have problems with it, the same way we saw Chris Paul have problems with it. These two did not fit because a lot of where they're effective is with the ball. Same with Russell Westbrook, for example, but that's a different story.
But that's the thing. You had D'Lo and Chris Paul, who were already veterans, very formed NBA players at that point in their careers. But you have LaMelo Ball, was at that time 18, 19 years old. You could still shape the guy. You could still form him into the player that you want for that system. Ako lang, because he brings another dimension to the Warriors because he could score. He could score on his own. And again, he prolongs Steph's career, and he gives the Warriors.
Do they win?
They could.
They do not win. You don't believe that.
They could.
You don't believe that, Migs. You don't think they win.
I do.
You do not believe that they win.
Again, Jeff, if you're drafting number 2, you get the best talent available.
But they're not going to
and
win.
You make it work.
They can't win. LaMelo Ball needs the ball. LaMelo Ball or Steph? Who gets the ball?
Don't you think that was a fluky season, though?
I think they did great.
22?
Yeah, I think they did great. They beat the Nuggets, huh?
Hey, they sucked the following year.
Yeah, because they
Ball
let
from
somebody punch Poole in the face.
All from Grace. Fluke
Nick,
season.
that season went downhill when the donkey of a human being punched Jordan
No,
Poole in the face.
they struck lightning in a bottle, Jeff. I mean, they
Next.
got all the right match.
Mix, I'll say this here, huh? When he punched Poole, that was it. I knew the Warriors were gonna suck because the formula for Kerr has been consistent ever since he's been on that team. The sixth man is very valuable, Migs. We know this. It's a fact with the Warriors. I can't argue with what is. But we talked about this in the car. You want to talk about hypothetical. I want to talk about what is. Well, not him, they're him. But we were talking. But your point about hypotheticals is coming to fruition here, where when we had Russell, it didn't work out. What was he? He's a ball dominant guard. When we had Paul, ball dominant guard did not work out. Now we have LaMelo Ball. You want to shape him according to your system. And that means LaMelo Ball would be Jordan Poole-ish. But will he be Jordan Poole-ish? We don't know. But what we do know is when they had that guy, Jordan Poole.
What you do know is he's 6'7" with wingspan of 8 feet? 8 foot wingspan?
So you're saying, Jeff, nga dili kaya
Handles
ni
the ball?
LaMelo Ball mo duwag 6 man.
No, dili niya kaya to fit into the system.
But what
Because
if
he needs
Premier
the ball.
playmaker?
What if mo siya 6 man like taan yung bola
Would LaMelo Ball as a player, because we're seeing. But what this one good makes is we see where LaMelo Ball has success with the ball.
kana lang
I mean, that's the thing because he had. No, all we've seen him is he has the ball because he's on the Hornets.
gani.
I mean, that's the worst thing that would happen
Take
to his
that,
career.
Jeff.
The worst thing that would happen to his career was to be stuck in the Hornets, learning all these bad habits, not learning how to win. I mean,
Why can't he win by himself?
It's a bad system. It's a bad team. It's a bad organization. And
Led by Michael Jordan.
And the fact and the fact that you just allow him to chuck all these shots every game, man.
I don't see it.
But he is fun. He is fun. I mean, he's made for the All-Star game.
Is he made for the All-Star game? I could agree with that.
He's fun.
But again, we'll have to agree to disagree here because I just don't think we've seen it happen. I don't know why you can't see that part.
I mean,
We've seen it happen.
He's definitely not starting over anyone on the East.
But I don't think he provides the same value that we want him to provide in terms of what, let's say, for example, D'Angelo Russell and Chris Paul are my barometers for the Warriors. They needed the ball. You can't make it work. It's not going to work. He wants the ball, Migs. That's why you put him in a team like Charlotte. You put him in a team like the Chicago Bulls where he can be LaMelo Ball. And his dad definitely won't say yes to that.
So, January 30, 2025, it's like 9:03 p.m. It's my take, right? It's my take.
We're going to agree to disagree on
He's going to
that.
be first team All-NBA in the next 3 years.
You said that. Remember when we did Sabana Hoops Live? You said the exact same thing.
did not say
you
that.
said that he was going to be that guy, Migs. Between him and Anthony. Remember when we were talking about Anthony Edwards too?
He went to the playoffs.
Well, no, remember? Yeah, he made the
Sure,
playoffs.
he made the playoffs.
Kudos to him. But Anthony Edwards made the Western Conference Finals, Migs.
LaMelo got hurt.
Who cares if he got hurt? He got a
Hold
same
on, hold on.
roster.
Just to give a break, you know, wala pa po tayo sa fast break debate, ha?
No, because we had this conversation
Yeah,
2
but-
years ago.
Yeah, but I gotta ask you this. You said, Tony, that LaMelo Ball in 3 years will be an All-NBA team, right?
First team.
First team. And you said
No.
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 How come we can say no when you say LaMelo Ball is a franchise player?
It doesn't matter if you're...
He had to
They had to bring up something really dumb from the past, Neil. God damn.
Yeah, because because
supposed to be
You're
talking about
having
the All-Star
a
team.
great
Yeah.
2 weeks already. Don't
Do not ruin your 2 weeks.
yeah, but I was just
Now we talked about LaMelo Ball being the franchise player. And I said he is not a franchise player. You said he was.
no, vice versa.
Vice versa. I said he was. You said he
you
wasn't.
Yeah.
had to argue for that because it's a debate though.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you
Do I believe LaMelo Ball is a franchise player?
you said no.
I said no.
Yeah.
You said yes. What is he saying vice versa? He's saying
No, he's
I'm-
vice versa. Because you said your argument was LaMelo Ball carried the
Now he's basically saying you're saying he's pushing on NBA in the next 3 years?
3 years.
3 years? He's over SGA. He's over Jokic. He's over Giannis Tatum. Anthony Edwards.
First team All-NBA.
He's not making it first.
First team All-NBA.
Stuck on the Charlotte Hornets.
probably.
Not gonna be in the Hornets in the next 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
This is where our conversations are always fun, Riggs, because
It's not gonna
because
be in
when
the
we talked
Hornets.
about Edwards 2 years ago, Edwards is over LaMelo Ball now by a mile. We can agree. We can agree on that now. 2 years ago we talked about this.
Better team, better organization.
The Minnesota.
In 3 years, where do you
Compared to
see
the Hornets, better team.
in 3 years, where do you see LaMelo Ball playing?
He's going home.
But that's not a minus on Anthony
going
Edwards' part,
home.
huh? That's not a minus on Anthony Edwards' part. You can't say that because he's on the. He made that team better too, Migs. You have to agree. He made that team better. Anthony Edwards did. LaMelo Ball had a chance to make it.
LaMelo Ball
Here's the
never
funny
had
part about what
cat.
you're saying, huh? Here's the funny part about what you're saying. They made the playoffs that year, diba? That's how LaMelo Ball won Rookie of the Year. How come they did not go up? They did not go on an upward trajectory after that.
He got hurt the
He
season
came back.
after.
He came back.
And then he got hurt again.
It's not.
And then-
It's not a deduction
and then-
on Anthony Edwards' part, man.
And then Bridges goes out and beats his wife.
What does that have to do with anything?
And he was out for the whole season.
Migs, my point is this:
And
if the barometer, hold on.
And they let Borrego walk.
And they have Terry
Good
Rozier
goals.
only.
Yeah, and then Terry Rozier.
I will say this, Kid Mingsa.
He
When we created barometers for measuring success, you're saying that LaMelo Ball got them into the playoffs. Okay, he got hurt, fine. Then he comes back. Are they in the playoffs?
For a rookie to bring a trash team all the way.
I'm not
to
hating on that.
playoffs.
All right, well deserved,
That
well deserved.
matters.
But in terms of the career trajectory, there's no way you're gonna tell me right now. Let's say LaMelo Ball is playing great, right? But the Charlotte Hornets are terrible. Anthony Edwards' impact in terms of his overall play on both sides of the ball. This is my argument to you 2 years before. He does well on both sides of the ball. He was average at the time, but we saw him play and we saw him evolve into a better player, which is what my projection was. He was going to be that guy. But you're still saying LaMelo Ball will be a first-team All-NBA compared to Anthony Edwards.
3 years. No.
I can't. This.
Hey, LaMelo never had a cat. Hey,
LaMelo had a Miles Bridges.
Who
LaMelo had a Miles Bridges. At the time, was better than Cat in terms of every conversation possible. In terms of every conversation possible at the time.
Miles Bridges was never better than Cat.
No,
Cat,
at the time he was.
you have to remember.
In the playoffs.
No, you
They weren't in
have,
the playoffs, man.
hey, but you have to remember a few years ago, GM survey. Who did the GMs want? Who was the one player that the GMs want to build a team around?
I can agree
Karl
on
Anthony
Cat.
Towns.
But they made it to the playoffs. The Timberwolves did not that year.
Better organization, better team.
Come on.
Just
man.
saying.
How is that? Let's move on because we're going to eat up more time. We haven't even gone to the fast break debate yet. All right, cool. Now, going back.
No,
Great the poll. Alan Guzman. Now we are watching a great debate and discussion. Kaya turn niya. Come on, Alan.
See?
See?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
if Miggy and Japheth's gonna do debate, it's gonna be really
Yeah, and I am safe. Oh my goodness.
Hindi,
I am.
palakasan.
No, I have a deal for you later.
Hindi to palakasan ng boses eh. It's
Because
about proving
Neil, when-
points, right?
When Neil debates Japheth, he always got intimidated by the voice of Japheth.
Yeah.
It's the voice. It's the voice. Yeah.
No, but my points are actually correct here. When we're talking about the actual
Says
is,
who? Says you.
the actual is between Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, who's had a better career so far?
Better team, better
You
organization.
can't say that, Mix,
Yeah.
because at the same both these teams are mid-level teams. They're mid-market teams, right? And you're essentially telling me that the Minnesota Timberwolves are a better organization. You said that LaMelo Ball carried them to the playoffs. The trajectory should be going upwards. Anthony Edwards didn't make it in his first year to the playoffs, but because now him as a player helped develop that team, helped create the team where now we're a contender. Last year they were able to get to the Western Conference Finals. So how is it that justifiably so? Them being a mid-market team, both being mid-market teams, you're saying that one is over the other.
Said it yourself. They put the right pieces around Anthony
So why couldn't the
Edwards.
Hornets do the same thing for LaMelo Ball?
That's the thing.
Because they have bad GM.
That's the thing.
They
everything
they
being
could also
equal.
do the same thing for LaMelo Ball, the same thing they did for Anthony Edwards. That's my whole
But
point.
they didn't though.
Because they can't, because LaMelo Ball cannot be what we want him to be, which is that guy. He was not that guy compared to Anthony Edwards. All right, let's move on because that's not even the topic here. You know what I mean? That's not even what we're talking about. So, what are you doing? I'm running out of memory. I got to make a video later. All right, cool. So, who was snubbed from the All-Star 5?
Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley.
All-Star 5?
Evan Mobley.
Oh.
Cade? You don't like Cade?
All-Star starting 5?
It has to matter na he's the most. It's in my opinion he's the most important piece on the number one team because they had the same guys from last year, but what's the one factor that changed? Evan Mobley's improvement. Like he's more physical. He takes contact. He absorbs contact better. He's defending everyone better, and he's just a guy now. Like he's a man now. Diba? And that has to matter. Like you have to reward the number one team with more than one All-Star starter. And then it's my opinion, they got the wrong point. They got the wrong guard. It should be Darius Garland. Like Donovan Mitchell has been having an off season. He's down. His plus minus is down. Like if you look at the numbers, if you look at the counting stats, Darius Garland is actually the barometer from a guard standpoint. He's the barometer for their success. If he plays well, they win.
Yep.
We have to reward it.
I also factor in that because Evan Mobley is also a great two-way player. So on the defensive side of the ball, he's impacted Cleveland a lot. Him and Jared Allen holding it down in the paint. In an era where it's very perimeter-oriented, the fact that they take away that interior part is very big for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Two bigs.
Yeah, two bigs.
Unique.
Two bigs. And they're both... And I wouldn't really say Evan Mobley's more of a role guy where he's running the rim a lot, but he's been very effective for them on the defensive side of the ball. I think there was an argument last year for him to be even depoy, but because Wemby and AD and I think Rudy Gobert for some fucking reason. Rudy Gobert seems to be in the conversation year in and year out. I don't know. I disagreed with it last year. I had Anthony Davis. But Neil, talk to me about your biggest snub from the starters so far. Because we're going to go through the lineups. I think the lineups will be announced this week.
Yeah.
It's already posted the lineups. But
yeah, we'll talk about it later.
but going back, one from the east and one from the west. I think you're arguing about LaMelo Ball be a starter, right? And then you're agreeing LaMelo Ball should not be a starter. But I'm the breaker. I believe that Trae Young should be a starter over Brunson in the East.
I got to factor in the record.
And-
Brunson's been great for New York.
And for the West, I'm taking my guy, Domas.
You have a hard on for that Slusser piece.
I really thought he's gonna say Wemby.
I thought you had Wemby. The comments are saying Wemby. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking Domas because again, 3 years straight, Domas has been good for Sacramento, even though, they are getting out of the first round early. But in terms of being an all-star caliber player, I think Domas deserves to be a spot in the starting lineup for the West. And then again, Trae Young, man, just ice cold.
You like Trae Young. All right. We're not gonna dig into that too much. Who's your favorite? Would have been a starter.
For the West, disregarding the record, Jalen Green must be over Steph. Steph is not playing well this season.
Jalen Green over Sengun? Was arguably their number one guy.
I think Steph and Durant don't need to be there, bro. I think this is just a fan thing from the Olympics,
I would
honestly.
really lean on Jalen Green over Steph. I think the Rockets deserve some.
I'm not mad at that take.
So I think
You want Alpi over Jalen?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna reward the Rockets and give them a starter, like it should be Sengun.
Yeah. And just to have a quick stat, Turney, Sengun this season lang, a couple past weeks ago, Sengun is the youngest player at age 20 or 21 that has a career 1,000 rebounds, and third youngest player over LeBron and Giannis, who got 1,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists, and 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, so he checks all the boxes. It's a good team, number one guy on a 2 seed, and then the counting stats, it's on his side.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't hurt last season, maybe the Rockets could get a deep playoff push.
I mean, yeah, but mulay ba? I mean, to Chan's point, like the Rockets being number 2, and this came out of nowhere. I think we're all in agreement that this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think so. It speaks to the fact of like how
Sleeper.
good Ime Udoka is as a coach. No, not as a husband, but as a coach.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, to Chan's point, ba? I mean, them being number 2, that means something. That has to mean something, and then we have to see that. We have to see them get rewarded for that.
Yeah, where do you see the Rockets going to the playoffs? Second round?
Second round at least.
Second round, probably.
At least. But then,
But the 7th seed is kind of variable because they honestly look like the Memphis Grizzlies to me when the Lakers took them out. It really depends who the 7th seed is for me.
I mean, they have a bunch of young guys, but then they compete though. I mean, they're like the Thunder before the Thunder became the Thunder that we see now, because they have the dogs, they have the athletic guard. The thing they have though that the Thunder didn't have is a big who's ready to play.
Artenstein.
I mean, this was Chet's year, and we lost him for a few months.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this though. I think the Thunder take is not bad comparing them I just think that I see them more as a Memphis type because in terms of the structure, but I think when you boil it down, when you're in the playoffs, oftentimes it goes down to just simplified stuff, matchups, and what you want certain players to do and when. The Jalen Green variable to me is similar to the Morant variable, where if you have Jalen Green and you're going to force him, because all he does is really for the Rockets, and I actually looked into this a little bit more, was he's a tough shot taker, tough shot maker. The problem is when you do that in the playoffs, how much volume are you willing to risk for Jalen Green to get off? And they need Jalen Green to get off. Same way it was for John Morant, where because there was an Anthony Davis in that paint, and John Morant's game is primarily built on him driving to the paint, it sort of negated a lot of the offensive potential that Memphis would have been able to use in that series against the Lakers. So the Lakers saw that. They were like, all right, we're going to keep funneling him, going to force him to be a shooter, and they beat them, I think, 4-2. And that whole series, we all knew the Lakers were going to win because just the way Memphis was having a brain cramp trying to figure out how to beat the Lakers, they just weren't going to figure it out because your best players, his game is predominantly going into the paint. And if you have an Anthony Davis waiting there to help, there's just not much you can really do when you're inside that paint. So I see them as more of a Rocket. I see them more of as a Memphis compared to Oklahoma, because if you're saying Oklahoma, you're saying that they're about 1 or 2 pieces away from being super elite, which is where they are now. I don't see that happening, but Memphis, again, you got to remember when John Morant led them, they were like number 2 in the West, 56 and 26.
You gotta
Which is where I see the Rockets.
I mean, I just can't trust Ja though. I mean, I can't trust him to not get hurt. I can't trust him to not F things up off the court.
Yeah, you can also put Ja on the All-Star starting snub.
Memphis is what, number 3?
Yeah,
You got to give Ja a lot of credit, man. I swear, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Him, Shea, and the in the backcourt. Oh my God, that's super.
Hold on, a funny comment. Bet dealer, Thunder and Cavs, first round exit.
Oh.
And Alan saying, lahat na lang exit, wala bang entrance.
Ano bet?
Bet dealer.
That's Klang Klang.
Oh, that's Klang Klang. I know that. All right, let's go. We're not going to talk about the Nikola Jokic thing. I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. But let's go from the NBA to the PBA. John, I'll start off with you on this one. San Miguel finally missing a playoff appearance for the first time since 2000, I think 16 or 15. The actual stat is 15. Is it the end of an era, and is San Miguel looking to somehow rebuild? I mean, they're not really going to rebuild. They're probably just going to trade for the best player in a farm team. But what are you seeing here?
I think they're leaning towards rebuild through trades, and I think they're starting to do it by trading away Terrence and Manuel for Kwame Chongson, and I think they really need to find a way to get a good point guard, and I think Mark Nonoy would probably be their best option right now.
I agree.
And they're gonna need to let go of Chris Ross and build again centering around Junmar. I think Junmar is still going to dominate probably 4 or 5 years. So I think they really needs to rebuild. I think their 3-and-D guys are way older right now. That's why they get tramped by Tokentex and all the other teams.
Yeah.
And the key for San Miguel is they need to get good defensive guards in order for Junmar not to get exploited during matches.
Yeah.
Which right now usually happens. Nagiging liability si Junmar in the defense against faster, which Junmar's not really that fast-fed pag nadala siya sa beyond the free throw. I think the key for San Miguel is to rebuild and get better 3-and-D.
I don't see them rebuilding. They're like the Lakers for me. They're just gonna pick some guy up. I don't know. Neil.
Yep. So,
farm somebody. I'm sure.
SMB missing the playoffs for the 2016. I can say that I'm agreeing with Chan on the rebuild. I like CJ Cancino. I like CJ Cancino in a San Miguel uniform. One of my favorite UP players of all time. But saying that end of an era for San Miguel, I think not because they missed the playoffs since 2016, and after 2016, what happened? Straight playoffs. Whatever conference they got, straight playoffs. They win in the finals, they lose in the finals. Doesn't matter. Straight playoffs appearance since 2016. So it just so happened that San Miguel right now, and again I'm agreeing with Chan on this, that the 3-and-D guys of San Miguel are getting old. Again, Wami Chongson is not the answer for San Miguel. Junmar Fajardo is a little bit, they're currently relying on Junmar Fajardo right now. Not really relying heavily, but they're currently like putting they're currently putting their team on Junmar Fajardo's back. So basically, I'm not saying that walang ginagawa yung ibang players sa San Miguel. I'm just saying that Junmar Fajardo is like the main focal point for San Miguel right now. The rest is just, I don't want to call this, but the rest is just bum, except for the starters, of course. With Chong Son and yeah, and again,
Bro, use the words always.
yeah, and yeah, and
he likes calling people bums. Huh?
yeah, and
Dansui,
yeah, and I never called Dansui bum, huh? I just
Alright.
yeah,
Go on.
and the end of an era take. I think
The
not.
elephant era?
What?
Are you saying end of an era or elephant era?
End of an era. Yeah, the end of an era take. I think not. San Miguel will bounce back stronger for the next couple. Let's just say maybe again
12 months.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
gonna do trade.
And by that time they will
They're
not.
definitely doing a trade.
Yeah, by that time I think they will not rely heavily on Junmar anymore. Again, let's get CJ. I want CJ to be in a San Miguel uniform. CJ Cancino. He's a great 3-and-D guy for Meralco right now.
That's not gonna happen
Oh.
because it's an MVP as MC.
Or might as well get Arvin Tolentino. I don't
I don't know too. Migs, an interesting situation here for San Miguel because, and I want to get your take on this. So they have a bunch of assets that they can definitely move. CJ Perez for one, whom I don't think complements Junmar well at all. Jericho Cruz, who I don't think he complements Junmar well at all either, because back when they had that death five of Cabagnot, Lasseter, Santos, and who am I missing?
English.
Pingris.
Magnot last
Santos. Who's the other guy? Fajardo. And then Cabagnot? Did I say Cabagnot? Lasseter. Chris Ross. So when they had that lineup, it was very simple. The formula. So you had not really a 3-and-D.
passer.
Yeah, the best entry passer ever in PBA history in Chris
Arvin
Ross
Santos.
and Arvin Santos. And they basically, it was a 4-out-1 in offense, which really worked for them because if you're in an all Filipino conference, it works well because Junmar Fajardo is just taller, bigger, better than everybody else. The situation now is that they have a bunch of players that are of value to other teams, but currently not really that valuable to them. Who do you move? What do you move? And if you're San Miguel, how do you move forward when this is the first time you're missing the playoffs in over nearly a decade?
SMB missing the playoffs. Good riddance, man.
Jesus Christ.
Best thing to happen to the PBA in a few years. I mean,
After what they did with that trade for Wami, yeah, I kind of agree.
I mean, who's the number one team now? Northport?
Rockets.
They're tied.
Alright, see, so, like, Northport being the number one, tied for the number one spot is actually good for the PBA. Now, for the San Miguel Beermen, like, you can run it back. I mean, you can still run it back. You still have Junmar Fajardo. The question is Wami Chongson really a starting caliber point guard for a good team? Like, is he a starting point? Is he actually good enough to be a starting point guard on a championship caliber team? Or was he just good on a very mid team?
The LaMelo Ball thing again.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
The LaMelo Ball thing again.
Because I swear, we're never going to finish if we're going to keep talking about LaMelo Ball, right? But I'll tell you this, Mix. You know my biggest fear right now?
Yeah.
Is San Miguel somehow pulls off a trade for Jordan Heading.
Ugh.
Which I fear like they will.
I mean, they
Like they'll get rid of Cruz, Perez, and Lasseter,
I mean,
but get
that's the
Heading.
point. I don't think there's no point at talking about who can San Miguel get, because San Miguel, who San Miguel wants, they always get.
Yeah.
I mean, they can afford
matter how
they can
lopsided it
afford
will be.
whoever player they want, but I just think Junmar's still good enough to be a number one guy. Like, you ride that train for as long as you can.
LeBron James.
Like, you ride that train for as long as you can, and you just you just get guys who can be carbon copies of that
The guys
that
that be
five.
successful.
Like carbon copies of that five. And then, but the thing is though, everyone else is getting better too. Like, Converge is actually playing well. You have Balti. He's actually, like, Balti was iffy the first few games. And then he's showing up. Like, Olik just scored 40 a few days ago.
Yeah, 40.
And then just the thing, it's Northport being the number one team in the PBA. Again, that means something.
Yeah.
Tryout. Like the tryout ng
But I mean, hey,
I
SMB,
sincerely, I have a legit fear.
like SMB can run it back. Like SMB can run it back. They can see what works. To be fair, it was Wami Chongson's first season, diba? It's his first conference with SMB, so it needs some getting used to, diba? So I mean, you still have like on paper, you still have a great team. Like a team with CJ Perez is still a great team. Like if CJ Perez is your number 3, number 2 guy, still a very good team.
I think that they just
An
don't
okay
complement each other well.
There's something odd with San. They're capable of paying a lot of players. Get trash imports.
Because that makes
that's weird with
here's
them.
something I know that we can actually really agree on, and I know the panel will as well. SMB does not do well in import leading con.
Oh yeah.
They just don't, because the Jumar Fajardo factor gets negated by the
Yeah.
import.
Yeah.
Every year it happens.
You know what? Who's the?
It's exposed.
You know what? Who's the import San Miguel got that's actually good? Who got into the finals? That one import alone for San Miguel, Gabe Freeman.
Gabe Freeman. Gonna say the same thing.
Gabe-
Gonna say the same thing.
Gabe Freeman.
Gabe Freeman.
He was the only import with that impact for
Gabe
San
Freeman.
Because outside of that, it's always been Ginebra who finds with Justin Brownlee. Either that or it's been Alan Durham for Meralco.
Tokentex got Ronde.
Yeah.
If Tokentex man somehow gets in the running for it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I think a friend of mine told me that in an Port Laden conference, San Miguel don't need to get a big man.
That's Junmar's
Here.
there, yeah.
They need to get a good point guard that can pass the ball to Jun
Good wing.
or good wing.
Pero that's the thing. It actually makes sense because like, Junmar is one of the highest paid players in the PBA. So it does make sense that they can't afford the top imports because they're paying everyone else so much.
But why not get an import that fits in with what you want that import to do?
So just what
Yeah,
Ginebra did.
but to be fair, like you play with a guy like Junmar and a system like a system with Austria and then Gallant right now, diba?
Yeah.
So, diba, it takes getting used to, and then imports. Not all imports are like plug and play.
I can't say that makes the reason why I can't agree with that is because if we're going on that cadence, because it has a lot of trial and error with a lot of imports, right? So if you're SMB, you've done your scouting, which is your job as a scout, to figure out what works well with Junmar Fajardo. You would need probably, in my mind, someone like Arwin Santos, who plays like Arwin Santos, which is like a stretch 4. So if you're San Miguel, why do you keep trying to find guys that are not stretch 4s that will just complement Fajardo and also at the same time be a high volume scorer
Like,
for you?
Two things. The import thing negates Junmar Fajardo's size.
Right.
He gets exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Junmar Fajardo, love the guy, but he's not an athletic 6'9". He's not
He's
a
a
quick
big,
6'9".
wide,
Like he's an
bruising
old
6'9".
school 6'9".
very old school 6'9".
Right? And 6'9" isn't big in US standards.
And it's not big in
Anywhere else.
Anywhere else, yeah.
Iba.
Outside the Philippines.
Right.
Iba.
So
He's technically 6'10", actually.
that's reason number 1. Like reason number 2 is if you think about it, SMB never really gets an off season because they always make all these deep playoff runs.
But-
So they never get to. I just think they never get the time to practice with the import so that the import gets acclimated to their system. Whereas all these other teams though, like they go home early, so they get to practice for the next conference early. The exception being Justin Brownlee, because like he's basically here the whole year.
Yeah, he's Filipino.
But one
He's already
thing-
Filipino.
Yeah, no, but the one thing I'll say that makes is that I'm not letting SMB off the hook, nor am I going to put a lot of these other teams in that same discussion where like SMB doesn't have enough time, etc. No, you actually, because like for example because Brownlee was brought in as a replacement, you got to remember, for
Paul
Ginebra.
Harris.
Yeah, for Harris. So he came in and he meshed in seamlessly because I think I got to give credit to Ginebra scouting. They found Justin Brownlee to be a good fit for whatever it was they're doing because they had Aguilar at the time. They were structuring around that and LA Tenorio.
Smart too. Just
Smart, yeah, he's a very smart player. So this is why I'm not letting SMB off the hook in their scouting team because if Ginebra can pull that off, I'm just using Ginebra as a baseline for us. If you can pull that off, why can't you do the same for SMB? You can't factor in like time because everybody has the same amount of time. Let's say I'm giving the same amount of time to like Tokentex. Tokentex found Ronde. So the problem that I have with SMB is like you can't seem to figure out in these import-laden conferences the perfect match as an import for Junmar, which if you're trying to split hairs, you're basically looking for a stretch 4 who is like Arwin Santos, who is a high volume scorer on the perimeter as well. I'm not letting them off the hook because you can't keep doing this where in the import laden conference says you're doo-doo, but when we're talking about all Filipino, all of a sudden you're the most unbeatable team.
Pero to that point, bitaw, kana bang in for not letting SMB off the hook also, kana bang if you do have the best locals and you pair that with an above average import, that should be good enough. They're supposed to be good enough.
Well, the problem is, Mix, over the years since 2016, San Miguel has been so mid. You know that they're going to be mid when it comes. When I say mid, they don't perform to the expectations of what we see them perform at during the All Filipino.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. Like, why can't you figure this out? Like, you've done it for so long, you've seen it for nearly a decade, but you almost never win the import ones.
Hot take, is Junmar the problem? In import-laden conferences, is Junmar the problem?
That I think is the problem because your offense is so centered around Junmar. So I kind of agree with that.
Because I mean, you like in an import-laden conference, and then there's a 6'8" athletic guy on the other team. You can't keep spoon-feeding Junmar Fire. You can't keep force-feeding Junmar Fire down low. Just don't work.
Yeah, because if you remember, said attorney in the past couple seasons for SMB, no, import conference or not, SMB is better if they're all Filipino.
Yeah.
If the import sits down.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah. If the import sits down, like maybe in the mid down, all Filipino was like a magic for San Miguel, right? And if you talk about imports, as what you've said, like complements Junmar, like a stretch for like an Aaron Santos type of player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might as well get LeBron's best friend, Romeo Travis.
Nah, we saw him when he was with Alaska. He was not good at all.
Yeah, but he was
terrible.
he won with Magnolia, and he complemented very well with Pingris.
Yeah, but the problem there is, so in their system, it worked well because Pingris is not a ball-dominant type Fajardo, where he's getting the ball on the block. I think Denzel Bowles would have been perfect. Because Bowles could score on the perimeter.
Chris McCullough.
Yeah.
He won the chip. McCullough.
Yeah, Chris McCullough too. My only problem with San Miguel is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris McCullough is a stretch four. Somewhat, probably plays 3 or 4.
He slides.
Yeah,
He
because
slides. That's why he
They
complemented
should get
well
Noah
with
Vonleh.
Bonnie
Wherever
would
he
be
is,
great.
wherever
He's
he
stuck
is.
in China in his room, wondering if the room's getting opened. What a weird story.
Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
Top
that
and
too.
Tex can afford Ronde. Why? How the hell can San
SMB
Miguel
afford-
afford
what do you-
good import?
This is why it makes my point like it. I cannot let SMB off the hook. You know you're not good when it comes to, and you're right, Fajardo might be part of the problem essentially, but because he's also a big part of your solution when we get out of this conference, you can't necessarily put it all on Junmar. My point is, if you're the scouting team, you're the management, get somebody who you obviously can just compliment him. Your imports over the years have been weird. Who are these
Fun
guys?
fact,
Yeah, and
San Miguel changed ports this conference.
They were
4 times.
Yeah, and with Magnolia, they did the same thing. Magnolia kept changing. You can't keep doing this where, how can you not figure it out? My only point is, if you're SMB, if we hold you to such a high standard in the all Filipino, I'm kind of expecting the same thing when we do the import laden ones.
Yeah.
I know a couple of years ago you won it great, but it seems to be this thing now where you can't make the playoffs. We're pointing fingers. No one seems to be pointing at management, which I think is the biggest problem also.
and for SMB, this is a hot take for me, attorney. And for SMB, for if ever there will be the next import conference, I believe that San Miguel should get a Diamond Simpson type of player, like plays the actual 5, make Junmar a 4, and then if Diamond Simpson sits, then make Junmar a 5 again, and then another complementary player that can play the 4, so that Junmar cannot be banged up down low.
But that's the thing. Junmar can't play the 4.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too. It's gonna. You're asking Junmar, who's played the 5 for like 15 years, to slide out the 4.
Yeah, but the good thing
I
about
get it, but it's tricky.
the good thing about Junmar right now is he already has a great mid range. He can shoot 3 now. So basically, if you kick Junmar out of the paint, Junmar can still kill you with his 3s. Inconsistent, but still can make it.
That's the problem right there, though. It's inconsistent. Whereas if I get Junmar down on the block against a local player, which is probably what they want to do, it's going to be consistent.
But even though
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, I'm
Yeah.
saying that there are problems to the proposal.
yeah, even though Junmar, again, Junmar shooting inconsistent at the 3s, but has a decent mid range. But that's where, let's just say, Diamond Simpson compliments at the 5 position, because if they're trying to push out Junmar shoots 3 or mid range, maybe like a one-hander and then they miss, then that's where Diamond Simpson come in. I'm not saying Diamond Simpson will, kukunin nilang import the next conference. I'm just saying it like in a hypothetical standpoint. So
He loves his hypotheticals.
yeah, because you gotta put that in a conversation.
It's tricky.
Yeah, in a conversation
I'm
you're
not mad
gonna.
at the take, but it's very tricky because you're asking him to change.
In a conversation, you're gonna put the situationals, you're gonna put the hypotheticals. So
I'm not saying it's a
Yeah.
bad thing. I'm saying it's very difficult to do that, especially now that Junmar's old. Maybe if he was young, if we could have seen a sample, maybe, and if it works, great. But now, Munggood, because the question is in the capacity of now.
yeah,
All right, let's go from basketball to boxing.
your thing.
Why is it always a violent sports?
Because you're a violent person.
Yeah, you
uh,
bumped me
Like
with
what
air.
happened yesterday.
Nauya Inoue. Bob Arum, I think Bob Arum was the one who made this take. Or I think Bob Arum or Freddie Rush, I'm not sure.
Bob
Arum, yeah.
Bob Arum.
He said that Nauya Inoue is already greater than Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
No.
Hell no. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Too easy to say.
Let
You're
now-
out eight
let-
divisions.
Let Inoue play outside Japan.
Yeah, that's the number one thing too. Yeah.
Time will tell. I think Manny has history on his side. That si Inoue Manggod has not lost yet. Right? It's not lost
Because he
yet.
hasn't gone up against the who's who.
I mean, I think.
And not outside of Japan, where it's like mafia style. I don't know.
I mean, and
Home
you have
court
to.
advantage pa natin.
And you have to think about the fact that Manny fought against the best guys
At the division.
at the division during his time,
and their primes,
beat the
too.
best guys.
Right.
Every
Like,
division.
it beat the best guys.
Hatton, long.
So I mean, I think that the thing Bob Arum was trying to say was that technically, from a technique standpoint,
I can't
Inoue
agree.
might be better because he is more careful. He is smarter. But from an because like, Manny was reckless. Bob Arum was right. Manny was reckless. That fight against Marquez, that was recklessness. They didn't have to go after him. That was a few seconds before the bell.
I'll say this, because there was always this conversation about Manny's offensive power, which is essentially what he was really good at as a boxer.
Yeah.
Between him and Inoue, from an aesthetic perspective, because when you talk about boxing, it does boil down to an aesthetic perspective, right? It's Bob Arum's specific take on it. Manny Pacquiao was fast. Anyone you ever ask was fast. And when you're saying reckless, I like to believe Manny Pacquiao was calculated when he's hitting you. Because there was this story, I can't remember who the boxer was, but he was also a right-handed boxer. He thought Manny Pacquiao was coming in threes. Left, right, and center. He was moving so fast. So when Bob Arum probably says reckless, he's talking about it from a
In a good way?
Nah, he's talking about it from a fan perspective on the outside looking in. But you ask any boxer, Shane Mosley, the list goes on and on again.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out where to hit Manny, and Manny's already hit you thrice.
But from an entertainment standpoint, Manny is
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny's at the.
I have
Like,
him above Mayweather.
Manny should be the most entertaining fighter, probably next to Muhammad and Tyson, but arguably better than Tyson because his fights went for longer, and then
Manny hurt you too.
Manny Pacquiao is a fighter's fighter.
The Margarito
He's a
fight.
boxer's boxer.
And the only
Margarito fight where broke his
Photo
orbital
fight,
face.
man. The photo
Yeah, I
fight
think
was-
the only quote unquote entertainment purpose Manny fought against was that guy from Japan. You know.
Oh, pero I mean, he's more entertaining. Mas appealing siya sa masa, si Manny. Because you'd have to be a boxing fan already to be able to appreciate the magnificence of Inoue. Like,
You have to
you
be a
have to
hardcore
understand. Like, you have to understand boxing.
Yeah.
But to a casual, to someone who just watches fights because, oh, okay, so
For the hell of
timing
it.
lang na kasi yun yung nasa TV.
Yep.
Right? Any person would enjoy watching a Manny Pacquiao fight. Even people who have not heard of Manny Pacquiao.
Because he goes for it, man.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, he goes for it. Yeah.
Another fight in terms of entertainment. This is deep. I don't know if you guys know him. Prince Hassim.
Yeah, I saw.
I mean,
The dancing dude. The dancing.
Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just going off of guys that I know who are very fun to watch. So Roy Jones Jr. I forgot his name. The super fast guy. The small. Forgot his name. He's very popular back in the day.
the short guy.
No, Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. I love Sugar Ray Leonard. Mike Tyson. So you mentioned Ali. I'd probably go entertainment-wise. Pacquiao, Ali, Tyson. You're right about that list. Then I'd probably go Sugar Ray because he was so fast. Prince Hassim because he was so funny. And I don't really have. Man, there was like one fight though. Mickey Ward Gotti.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. Y'all gotta watch that fight. It's crazy. All right. Last but not least, I don't know why we have this topic. I actually put this up as a optional topic. It's if you guys know this. But Eagles Chiefs.
A violent sport.
Violent sport. No, I'm saying because this is talked about. All right, I really follow NFL. I'm a big NFL fan. I'm not sure if the fans. Again, this was optional, but I guess we have to talk about
We
it
talk about it sometimes.
sometimes. But I look at this very in depth. All right, let me get your takes here, just as a casual, and I'll go in depth. Eagles Chiefs. Who do you think wins? Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
What I know is
Yeah. I only know Mahomes as well. yeah.
quarterback.
All right,
Mahomes,
makes you know a little bit more than they do. Probably talking about Eagles
Randy.
Chiefs.
I only know a couple guys from Randy Jackson, Aaron Rodgers.
Fair.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But on this one, I'll go with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs. I guess. All
I
right.
mean, kaya bang, you have to bet on the Chiefs until they actually lose.
They did though. They did though against Brady and the Buccaneers. Against Brady and the Patriots.
Fluky. Fluky season.
Not fluky, Migs. Goddamn. I'll tell you why it wasn't fluky.
Resurgent season for Tom Brady, and then
How is it
Gronk.
fluky?
Gronk follows
Migs.
him to
Migs.
Tampa.
Mahomes lost to Brady twice.
I forgot about the second.
The Patriots.
I forgot about this. I
That's
forgot
not
about the
fluky.
Patriots series.
Yeah, they lost in the AFC Championship.
I forgot about the Patriots.
Yeah,
but
he's lost
no,
twice.
but that was a resurgence. Like that was the last hurrah of a great.
So why is that a
career
deduction
from
on Brady's
Tom
part?
Brady.
It's not a deduction on Brady's part. He lost. I'm
Fluky.
saying like the point is it's not fluky. It can't be fluky because actually the Buccaneers went up against them again in the next year's playoffs and they still got past them. And Brady lost. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. It could be the Bills. I think it was in the mid part of that season. So I'll not say it's fluky. I'm not gonna take that away from Brady because he did beat him twice. And in terms of the GOAT status debate, that's where Brady has the edge over Mahomes.
Yeah, I was about to ask
You have a take here.
I was about to ask you that. Tom Brady's your GOAT in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
NFL, right?
Yeah.
And
Indebatable.
Patrick Mahomes is still not done yet. So do you think Patrick Mahomes has a case on being the GOAT?
I think it's very different. I got asked the question a lot actually, but not a lot by you guys, but a lot by NFL guys. I think it's very difficult for Mahomes because Mahomes, you had an opportunity to actually end the debate when you went up against Brady twice, but you lost both times. Once when you're in the same division, another time in the Super Bowl.
Just like
So no matter what you do, it's like if you ask LeBron and Jordan to go up against each other.
yeah.
LeBron lost. Let's just say LeBron is the now Mahomes, right? LeBron lost to Jordan when he was on the come up, and he lost again when he was on the way down. So where do we put you? The mid? You're gonna lose him anyway. So it's very difficult for Mahomes to surpass Brady. But I guess the argument will boil down to how many Super Bowls he wins.
But he's
because
still
that's all
not
that
done
matters.
though.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's again with the hypotheticals, but the problem is he's not done. Where Mahomes can surpass him is probably if he wins 8 rings, which is incredible if you think about
But
it.
then the argument being that was a young Mahomes, much younger Mahomes.
A
Didn't
young
have Travis
Mahomes.
Kelce.
Hold on, a young Mahomes that,
No
by the
Kelce.
way, no time out. The year
Taylor
before,
Swift.
no. The year before Knicks, they won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs did before the Bucks.
Yeah, but I mean,
You're talking about a Mahomes who's already there. I'm not letting you take minus points from Brady. Again, I'm not letting you do that.
I'm not taking.
You're not.
anything
You're
away
doing
from
that.
Tom
No.
Brady. I'm just
No.
saying,
He's a young
give
Mahomes.
a break.
That's fine. I'm not. Mahomes is great.
He was a kid.
Mahomes is great, but you're not gonna put it in. You're not gonna frame it in a way where.
Playing against someone who's as old as his dad.
Migs, time out. Migs, the first time they went up against each other against the Patriots, okay, I gave him a pass because he was a very, very erratic not very erratic quarterback. He always was looking for Tyreek Hill downhill
Young.
and Travis Kelce.
Young.
And I think they had Sammy Watkins as their other X receiver. Very, very, very young and inexperienced where he kept throwing the long ball. He kept looking for the middle ball, which was very bad because against the Patriots defense that had Bill Belichick, one of the greatest defensive coaches of all time, in my opinion, in the NFL, and they had a very good sky defense. I call it sky defense, where you have 2 great safeties. They really just couldn't get anything off. The second time they went up against each other, that's where I cannot give you the deduction there because Mahomes was already Mahomes. Mahomes, when Brady left, that's when Mahomes just went up because now the whole field became available for him. And also, he lost to Joe Burrow, by the way. But Mahomes over Brady, he'll have to win 8 chips. Just because if you're talking straight up and they end up the same number or at least one lower, the fact that Brady beat him twice is enough for me to say Brady is the GOAT by and large. There's no conversation for Mahomes where he can probably leapfrog with his current disposition now.
Stop Saquon though. Who stopped Saquon?
That's what I'm saying. This is funny to me because This is funny to me because the Eagles in their previous matchup to get to the Super Bowl against Washington Commanders, all rushing touchdowns. All rushing touchdowns.
Force feeding.
Force feeding Barkley and Hurts.
Run it down their throat.
But let me get your take here. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl?
I mean, you have to bet on the Chiefs until they actually lose.
They're saying Chiefs. I'm going to give you a hot take. The last time these two teams met each other in the Super Bowl, the Eagles actually won, I think. Or the Chiefs won. Was it the Foles one? I can't remember. I hate Philadelphia.
No, I
you know,
the no, it sometimes confuses me between the you have the Seahawks, you have the Eagles.
yeah, because of the
Then you have
logo.
the
49ers.
No, but they've met already in the Super Bowl before. I just can't remember who won. I'm trying to figure out if it's the Chiefs.
I don't recall. I don't recall Patrick Mahomes losing.
So it's
except
probably
to Tom
Mahomes?
Brady.
Yeah.
I will say the Eagles will win this one. I do not like the line of scrimmage matchup because that's where it wins and loses for the Eagles. And fans online are getting mad because they're saying the tush push should be illegal, where they just shove Jalen Hurts into the into the touchdown line.
Setting Mahomes and Brady aside, where do you put Colin?
Who?
Colin Kaepernick.
Not
Nowhere.
even
He's
the
not even
conversation.
playing.
Not even the conversation. I mean,
He's having a hard time getting a job. What are we talking about?
I mean,
Yeah, after that,
it's-
after that, you really just
The political.
Yeah, the political. Thing.
No,
to be fair to the guy, like he was a second string guy after, and he made the political statement and then like, but
All comes down.
But should he have been out of the league for that long? I disagree. He should have been on a team at least, diba, Jeff? I mean,
Yeah.
he was good enough to be on a team.
Who we're talking about? Sorry, Kaepernick.
Kaepernick. He was good enough to be on a team. It was his politics that got him in
It
trouble.
was the politics, and it was,
It shouldn't have gotten him in trouble in the
Eagles
first
has Barkley, right? Saquon. Is that Saquon? Is it Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley?
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
former New York Giant. So I'll give a hot take here. I think the Eagles can pull this off because I think the ground game is really good for the Eagles. Mahomes, what I saw against the Bills was a little bit revealing where if you get Mahomes, because if you keep forcing Mahomes to throw that check down pass, you have a chance because if he keeps looking downhill, for Travis Kelce, for example, which he always seems to do so, and if you can somehow negate Travis Kelce, which I think the Eagles defense will be more than capable of doing, and the Eagles will win the line of scrimmage. I talked to my friends about this, in the US where there's no way the Commanders will beat the line of scrimmage because the Eagles are just so much stronger, and they're not going to get stronger in 1 week.
But here's the thing about the Super Bowl though, is that American football is the one sport where luck plays such a big part of the game. Because it's one game. It's one game. It's for all the marbles, and like a freak injury here, like a missed field goal there. It matters so much, and it's just one game. Diba?
We've seen so many Super Bowls where you remember the 28-3. That's when Brady was like goated for me, man. Like, god damn, you're 6 minutes, third quarter, which is virtually impossible already. It was Vegas odds had it at that point 99% Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta's heart.
Unbelievable run. All right.
Outside
I saw that game.
I was watching the game at
So
my
far.
office.
outside this game, what are your takes about Jello performing? I'm swearing I'm a camera.
Is he performing?
he is.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Really?
Jello Ball? Yeah.
Yellow ball.
I didn't know
Yes.
that. With Kendrick Lamar? Was it
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar and
he
SZA?
got a concert before
Yeah.
Chris Paul got a ring.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
He
god.
really had
I'm not mad
Oh
at the
my
Swerve and Woe.
God.
I'm not mad at the Swerve and Woe, though.
Great night for the Ball brothers.
Great night.
All
Yeah,
the Ball brothers
three-
got a mention.
3 out of 3?
Yeah, 3 out of 3.
Lonzo for the worst reason. LaMelo for the fiery debate, and now apparently LeAngelo for the Swerve and Woe.
shout out to the balls.
Shout out to the balls, man.
Lavar.
Mike's here. Mike's here. Mike. All right. So we're gonna go from the topics.
Yes, I'm ready to be a spectator.
No, you're. What do we want to
What?
do? Do we want him to go?
Uy,
up
no,
against
uy.
Migs?
Uy, sabot ha. Ingon kamu doon ni Migs ha. You're giving me a break, you said.
No, but I was. No,
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
giving me
say
a
that.
break, you said. If attorney
remember-
if
No,
attorney
I
Miggy
think-
comes, you mentioned that you give me a break, and he came.
No.
And he came.
Really?
Come sir, ba?
Not on air. Not
Not on air.
No,
There are things where you should like say pause in between. No, the conversation was
I only
this.
save for my wife.
The conversation. The conversation up front was this. Chan, let's agree here, because it boils down to what we want to do, not him. It boils down to what we do. The conversation was, did we want to see Neil in action where has he really gotten better as a debater? Yeah, that's what I agreed on.
Okay, sige. I'll debate with Attorney Miggy, but there's no consequence.
Where's the fun
Because
in
the
that?
con-
No. I'll do this. I'll do this, huh? If you win, I'll do his consequence.
Ah,
And I'll do 2 if you beat him. But if you lose, you do the consequence, same. But the satisfaction of beating Miggy in this fast break debate will be I do 2.
I don't think I can beat Attorney Miggy.
Hey, don't sell yourself short.
Don't sell yourself short.
I don't
You two
think-
have been high-fiving, fist bumping all evening.
It's my first time here.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah, but you
experience
have-
on this side.
You have the experience on your side.
Yeah,
You have
but
the experience.
I have experience, but you have the knowledge.
That's the fun part. But when you're
Yeah.
talking to Miggy, when we're in the car earlier,
You're discrediting your
Yeah.
knowledge.
just don't
Yeah.
get distracted by the segues because the segues are like very curvy. But if you stick to it, I think you have a chance.
And
Prove to us that you've grown.
Miggy won't shout at you.
Yeah, he won't eat you like I will. All right, ready?
I'm much nicer.
He's a much nicer version of me.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right, ready. So here are the topics. Neil, again. And this is how it works, Migs. Neil will choose. Neil always
Or
gets to
Miggy will
choose.
choose because he's the guest.
No, let Neil
Let's
choose.
just Neil.
I have
Yeah.
faith in Miggy's knowledge. It's gonna be fine. So if you put him on the spot, he always has a take, which is why we've become such fun friends when it comes to this. Is Kyrie Irving better than Steph Curry this season? Okay.
Tough.
Do you agree that Christian Braun is better than Nikola Jokic? When it comes to field, come on, Klang. This is a weird
Oh my
one.
God.
It's a stat thing too. So we just put up the stats. It's gonna be there. All right. It was the same thing happened last week. All right. Would LeBron thrive better if the whole prime age was spent in the dead ball era? Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Do you agree that Tatum has a higher trade value? Ooh, this was talked about. This is 3 and 4 are hot. Is the Melo? No. 2016 Curry and oh my God, it got so good.
3, 4, and 6 is really good.
3, 4, 6 are good. All right, let me give the questions to everybody. Would LeBron thrive better if his whole prime was spent in the dead ball era? Okay. Number 4 is, do you agree that Tatum's value in terms of a trade is better than Giannis's? Okay, that's good too. 16 Curry or 17 Westbrook? That's so good. I love
Good
that.
topic.
I love that. Pick one. Pick one.
Neil.
Pick one. And of course, you get to choose which one you want to side on, huh?
He gets to pick the topic.
He gets to pick the topic and he gets to pick your handicap or those 2 things.
All right.
I love it. It got so good.
Galingan mong decision mo sa buhay mo, Neil.
It got so good. 3, 4, and 6 are up in the air. You can really go either way. I actually think that
3, 4, 6.
3, 4, 6. 3, I can make a strong debate for one side, but 16, 17, I love that question.
Yung blunder ni Klang sa number 2, binawi
Binawin niya sa 3,
sa
4,
6.
6. Because 5 is like, no. SGA probably for me.
Most
SGA.
polarized? Or
Polarizing.
52 earlier.
Jokic and SGA. There's like a laundry list of players ahead of LaMelo Ball, bro. Don't act like you're like the LaMelo Ball defender here.
You know
God
what
damn.
polarizing means?
Yeah. Energy attraction type. SGA swaggy as balls.
No, that's not what it means. Like polarizing is when the opinions on a certain topic are so separated that it's either
So you're
on
talking
one
about opposite
side-
sides.
Yeah, you're either on one side or the other.
SGA in the MVP conversation.
Oh,
Neil,
Not
you
LaMelo
need to
Ball.
choose now.
SGA in the MVP conversation is it's a conversation that matters.
all that matters is what Neil picks.
Yeah. All right, Neil. Your time to shine.
Oh, sige, matalo ako dito. Babawi na ako sa ano. Babawi na ako sa equalizer. Okay, let's do
We have a game after this as the equalizer. So
yeah.
go ahead.
Let's do number 4 and yeah, let's do number 4 and I'm picking Tatum.
Oh,
So you're gonna argue for Giannis.
And
Why I wanted number 6? I don't know why I wanted number 6 because I'm such a Westbrook guy. I will fight to the death for Westbrook.
yeah.
You don't like number 3? You're ready with number 4.
No. Yeah, I'm 4, yeah.
There's no
And I'll let Attorney
rivals
Miggy
here, Neil.
go first and I can have, like absorbing
right. So, I have to argue for Giannis.
Giannis is
Yeah,
having a higher
right.
trade value than
Yeah.
Tatum.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? Miggy goes first.
Yeah.
Basketball. We're talking about ball. If it was a law, I would never say no, Neil. Yeah, take a seat.
Are we good? Sorry?
Wait lang, wait
have to put it
lang.
up.
2 minutes. Give him a sec to set up.
have to
Kyrie
put it
is
up.
better than Steph this season.
Ay,
I'd say no.
ikaw bala ka di ka mo contempt rin.
Better team.
Better team.
Steph is I mean,
Steph is better. Between the two of them in terms of contribution, Steph. Because he's the only one. The only reason why they have a chance.
it's like do you want to be a number one guy on a bad team
Or the number
versus
two guy on a
number two
good
guy
team.
on like a mid team? It's a mid team. Number 6, right? Six.
Well, the Mavericks overall are a better team.
Lucas
the War-
missed time. Lucas,
And the Warriors, like in terms of Curry.
they're not making it.
You know what, Jeff?
They're not making it.
When Neil starts to argue, Miggy would just say, objection, because his arguments are irrelevant.
You'll see why this debate gets heated sometimes. But please make me proud
Neil,
tonight.
Make
Please
us proud.
make us proud
Make
tonight.
us proud, Neil.
Ready? Again, if you beat him, I'm
Right.
doing 2, huh?
Right there.
I'll do it 2 right here. The most embarrassing ones
there.
Bri can find.
There.
So please make me proud here.
Right, so I
I
go
actually
first.
want to dance.
I
You
go
go first. Wait lang, 2 minutes upon the clock. So, Attorney Miggy will be arguing for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which... Damn, this is tricky. This is very tricky.
Guys, comment down if you
Comment
think
down below who you
Neil-
think has a higher trade value between Jason Tatum and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, both top... they're both in the mythical 5. Sorry, they're both all NBA first team guys. You got to... So I'll lay the groundwork for the both of you. They're both all NBA first team guys.
Rings.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has
Rings.
1 ring. Tatum has 1 ring as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo won it in 2021. Jason Tatum won it just recently. Giannis Antetokounmpo, MVP,
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year. On multiple occasions could have been that as well. Jason Tatum has been to the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, 6 straight times, and has been to the NBA Finals on 2 occasions already.
Yeah.
Giannis has been to 1 NBA Finals and multiple Eastern Conference Finals as well. No, that's the groundwork for this, and the composition in mind. All right, we got a bunch of... We're varied right now in the comment section. So some are saying Giannis, some are saying Tatum. But I think right now it boils down to how you both will argue for it. Miggy will start first. I get a week off. All right. Oh, I'm a spectator. Nice.
We're good.
Ready, set, and 2 minutes starts now.
Where's the timer? Where's the timer? Okay.
Timer. Oh, no, sorry. A timer. Good.
All right, it's right there. Okay. So, Neil's gonna say, Jason Tatum's younger. So he has more trade
He's
value.
already zeroing
Oh
it
my
up.
Right? So you're banking on his age. But then, no. LeBron's playing until he's 40. LeBron's playing at this pace, at this quality, and he's 40 years old. So, what do you think Giannis will be in a few years? He'll still be Giannis. Right? Giannis was a number 1 guy on a championship team. Right? Jason Tatum is what, 1A to Jalen Brown's 1B? Yeah? Because you can't have one without the other. And he didn't win Finals MVP. Right?
Okay. We're paneling here. Okay.
Jason Tatum, after being an all-star, after being an all-NBA guy, routinely puts up single-digit games.
Okay.
You've never seen Giannis put up a single-digit game. Bad free throw shooter, yeah, but gets to the rim, scores all the points, gets all the assists, gets all the rebounds. Counting stats. Let's go to the counting stats. Giannis averaging 30 points. 30 points this season, didn't he? Is it? He's averaging a double-double, right? Diba? Good team. Good team. Better than expected. It was expected that the Celtics were gonna do well because they're the defending champs. They do have the starting 5, but Giannis has single-handedly saved my fantasy team. He single-handedly turned around the Bucks season.
Correct.
Right? And again,
What year is this?
Huh?
Just making sure you're online.
This
This season, okay.
And again, it has to matter that you're the number 1 guy on a championship team versus a young guy who won the ring but didn't even get Finals MVP. And
boy, he's doubling
was
down on that.
arguably not even their most important player during the whole playoffs. Because Drew Holiday was their most important player during the whole playoffs.
Damn, he's zeroed in on Drew Holiday too. Damn, I would have said the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have said the same thing. So my all right. So we're play-by-play commentating right now. We're like watching a basketball game right now.
I think
I like the points.
Yeah, I like Mick.
So I'll lay the foundation for you with his points.
I have no idea how Neil
I'm-
come back.
I hope you're prepared. But here are the foundational points for me behind this debate. Tatum, not winning Finals MVP was a big factor in terms of his trade value. Okay, age can't really count that in because with Jason Tatum just being younger and you're talking about potential. Resume overall. Giannis is again talked about the resume, one-time MVP and multiple appearances already in the Eastern Conference Finals. Finals MVP also, by the way, and a league MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. So there's a lot going on there, right? Now, I'm so curious how comes back.
Just to make my point, right? We're talking about higher trade value, like right now, right? And I don't see anyone trading trading more for Jason Tatum than you will for Giannis. Like you put Giannis on any team, you turn that team's trajectory around. Like you need a lot of work around for Jason Tatum. You need the right players.
He said something that I have a counter for, but I'll let Neil see if he can find it.
Maybe Neil have something else.
Maybe he has. Let's see. All right, Neil Ramos, here we go.
I'm so scared.
I feel like I'm in MRB right now with a headset. Like, here we go.
Why you're so scared at me?
Yeah, because I'm used to battling this bald guy.
Yeah, it's familiarity, I guess, for him.
Yeah, I used to.
Like eventually, and then he has a lighter version, but also with the in-depth stuff. So,
Yeah.
all right, 2 minutes for Neil. I'm very curious to see what he says. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, waiting for the 2 minutes. Alright, I start talking na lang. So,
That's cheating.
Let him go. You're gonna want to hear this
I
anyway.
use mine.
There, all right, go.
Okay,
Let him go.
okay. Here's the question.
always let him go.
For everybody who's watching. Here's the question: do you agree that Jason Tatum is a higher trade value than Giannis Antetokounmpo? I'll say yes because you mentioned it earlier, attorney, about the age. Of course, Jason Tatum is younger than Giannis, right? But you also mentioned about the Finals MVP and also the Conference Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown won it, but I think that Jason Tatum should actually have those MVP because Jason Tatum has contributed well all throughout the playoffs, more so than Jaylen Brown. I'm not saying Jaylen Brown is not a good contributor, and Drew Holiday as well as per se as what you mentioned. But I'm just saying that Jason Tatum was actually contributed more than those two guys you mentioned, offensively, both offensively and defensively. And for crying out loud, Jason Tatum was snubbed in the USA team. How come an NBA superstar, NBA champion, an all NBA player is not part of the rotation for the USA team? I can say that this argument right here is actually we're basically saying that Ben Wallace has a higher trade value than LeBron James, because as what you remember, Ben Wallace in Detroit won a chip, right? Won Defensive Player of the Year, multiple All-Star, multiple All-Defensive Team. But what happened to him when he got traded to Chicago? What happened to Ben Wallace when he got traded to Chicago? He was, I'm not saying his ass, I'm not saying his bum, but he was not the same Ben Wallace we saw. Compared to LeBron James, yep.
No, let him go.
Yeah, compared to LeBron James when he was in Cleveland, he was a superstar in the making. He went to the finals twice, facing the San Antonio Spurs. He went to the finals once, facing the San Antonio Spurs. Multiple All-Star, multiple defensive team. Did not win the finals though. But when he signed with another team, when he signed with Miami, it's a different story. So my point given, I saw. Oy.
Yeah, actually, you're over by like a minute too.
Yeah.
But okay.
My point given, I can say that Giannis has more accolades than Jason Tatum, but value-wise, I believe Jason Tatum can make a team much better than Giannis with of course with the better complementary players. Because this is the last attorney. Jason Tatum, you mentioned about the scoring.
It never was.
Yeah. But at the start of the season, up until this point, Celtics are better. Giannis with Dame and with the other players came in, and the first few weeks of the season was ass. They just got better after the play-in tournament. So I believe Jason Tatum has a higher trade value.
It's actually back and forth
Like,
now.
you don't
Go ahead.
trade for potential though. Like when you're talking about stars, you don't trade for potential. You trade for what they can do for your team right now. And Giannis can do more for your team right now than Jason Tatum could ever do.
And
Ever could. Like I mean, and with Giannis, we can agree na si Giannis and si Tatum, they're players that need the right players, the right complementary players around them to fully maximize their potential. But then, like, Jason Tatum has the benefit of those 4 other guys who are killer. But then Giannis, you give Giannis just another guy who shoots threes. That's practically enough because he's a human wrecking ball. He's basically a slimmed down version of Shaq. Diba? I mean, you don't have to have a lot of moving pieces for Giannis than compared to Jason Tatum.
Okay, I'll say this, Migs, or I'll butt in a little bit for him, because I think he needs a little saving here. I'll tell you what is.
I mean, you can't argue for your guy by going backwards to Ben Wallace versus
LeBron James. I was like, where are we? Why are we? What? All right, hold on. Not bad. Am I proud? No. Am I blown away? No. But I'll say this, Migs. The thing that, because I know you're arguing for Giannis, and take this from a guy who absolutely loves Giannis Antetokounmpo. If I'm trading and I'm evaluating trade value.
I got that wrong in your wedding thing.
But yeah, my players.
Giannis thing.
Yeah, Giannis thing. Yeah. The problem I'm good with the problem I can say with Giannis is this, right? Over the years, when he was drafted all the way up until now, the multiple conference finals appearances are great, but I can't discount and I cannot discredit the fact that Jason Tatum every year has appeared in more Eastern Conference Finals, has been to more NBA Finals than actual Giannis Antetokounmpo. So when you're talking about trade value, what is your priority? The ultimate priority here is to win now. So if let's say we're swapping them out and we're just thinking about who really has a higher value, if I'm a GM, I'm evaluating what the players' contributions can be to my team immediately and what I'm willing to give up for and what am I getting back. Jason Tatum can impact winning now more so than Giannis Antetokounmpo. The problem with Giannis is, and this is true about Giannis, you mentioned it multiple times, he's a human wrecking ball. The problem is teams over the years, and this is why the Bucks, as a Bucks fan, have not been able to get back, because we can't find the right players to fit around Giannis. And it's sort of a LeBron situation because Giannis is not as good a playmaker. That's the biggest problem with Giannis. He's not passing the ball out in the perimeter. He's always just driving it through traffic. It's a wall. They call it the Giannis wall. And if Middleton, this is what I always say, if Middleton just stayed, there would have been a chance. But he's also not the same Middleton anymore. So you lack that shooting and scoring and secondary playmaking. The problem they have with Dame in the current moment in time is Dame is also super ball dominant. So it's a your turn, my turn situation in Milwaukee.
But you also have to look at it the context though of like Tatum has had the benefit of a better team around him.
Time out.
For his
That's
whole
not true
career.
though. Not that true though. Remember, the reason why they got Tatum was also because the Boston Celtics were terrible when they got Jason Tatum.
Because Kyrie abandoned, basically gave up on
But that's
team.
not a deduction on Jason Tatum's part.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jeff, he's had the benefit of a better team
He has not,
longer
Migs. He has
than
not.
Giannis.
Giannis has
who's
had the same.
He's carrying the team on his back for.
Migs, Giannis, as a fact, I agree where you can say that Giannis has carried the team, but when you're talking about the structure of who's had more over the course of time, Giannis has had more over Tatum. Tatum has had to deal with multiple variations of the Boston Celtics before they actually figured it out. And in that time, he's been to multiple conference finals. This is where I'm asking, what if you're talking about trade value, what do you actually value when you're pulling up this trade? Winning, you get Tatum. But if you're talking about Giannis, you're going to need to struggle for 2 or 3 years before you actually figure it out faster than you would with Tatum. Because when Tatum came in mix with whatever he had, they went to the conference finals. That you cannot take away from Tatum. They went to the conference finals with Rozier and Horford. They did. That's a fact. That's a reality of Jason Tatum.
And Kyrie.
Mix, he was the best part of their team. Him and JB.
He flamed out.
He didn't flame out, Migs. He went to more.
No, the only bright spot in him for that playoffs was that dunk on LeBron. After that, LeBron kicked their ass.
And then he went on an upward trajectory. That you cannot take away from Tatum. The problem, and I'm a Giannis defender
he's
here,
always
Migs.
been up. He's always
Yeah,
been
but the
up,
problem
yeah.
here with Giannis, I'm telling you, is this. You have to figure out more stuff around Giannis than you would with Tatum. With Tatum, you'll win, and you'll win now because he's also a very versatile player that impacts winning. That's where this trade value question comes into play. With Giannis, you have to take 3, 4, maybe 5 years. That's just the truth. That's what happened with Giannis.
That's the problem with Jason Tatum right now. Okay, he shoots too. That's the criticism right now, right? He's too perimeter oriented now. He doesn't get to the free throw line. Shoots too many threes. But then with Giannis, yeah, I mean, you take them one-on-one, like.
Why would I take them one-on-one?
No. I mean, just look at them. Just look at them on their own. Who's the bigger weapon? Who's the better weapon? It's Giannis.
But Migs, we're talking about trade value. So if I'm continuing to
That's the
frame
thing.
it, if I'm continuing to frame it in that context, where in terms of trade value, what's the number one thing that I want to achieve when I'm trading for this player? It's winning. With Giannis, again, I'm saying, and it's a truth about Giannis over the years. And if you're using history as a point of reference to impact the current reality that we all live in, you're gonna need 3 to 4 years to figure out what you want with Giannis. Meanwhile, with Tatum, we've seen over the years that it doesn't matter. He seems to be able to win. And I can't, if I'm taking it at one-on-one, of course Giannis over Tatum, right? But if I'm talking about it holistically as a team, putting both these guys in a system where I'm a coach, I gotta figure this out. You will win now with Tatum more than you will win now with Giannis.
But
That's just the reality, Migs.
Let me tell you this, there are games that you forget that Jason Tatum's in the game. Like, he disappears for stretches. Like Giannis, you always feel Giannis's presence.
Migs, that's true.
The whole game.
Migs, that's true. I will agree with that. However, Migs, in terms of winning, Tatum has done more winning than Giannis. That's just the truth. And if you're an NBA GM, if I'm thinking trade value, if I'm thinking winning, I gotta go with what is versus what is the potential.
No, man, again, you have to look at the context.
The context is what?
Better team. It's the same argument I made earlier. He's always had a better team.
He has not had the better team, Migs.
No,
over
he's
the
always
years,
had the better team.
over the years, when they had Eric Bledsoe, that was technically the better team over the Boston Celtics at the time. But they still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So what I'm arguing, Migs, is just the actual reality in this whole situation.
You don't trade when you're talking about stars. You don't trade for potential. You trade
For what is now.
What they can do for you
Correct.
right now.
Correct. And Migs, if I'm looking at the track history of both these players, let me ask you this as a GM: what do you want? You want to win, or you want a nice stat pattern?
We can win with Giannis.
You
with
cannot
Giannis.
win. You're not even winning now. They were such a disappointment until they brought the Nasas back, which is the weird complexity in the Bucks. I swear it's the weirdest complexity because apparently if he has his cheerleader on the sidelines, they're gonna win. Which is just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing.
May nag-comment. Oh, Boss Jeff is talking politely to a third.
Not because I don't really have to yell at him too much to get my point across. But here's the thing: if we're talking about the reality of the situation,
I owe him that.
but if we're talking about the reality of the situation, it's that I'm gonna win more with Tatum than I would with Giannis.
False.
You know, how is that false? It's statistically there. It's statistically there.
Oh, here comes
Do we want to put up the stats?
Here comes the yelling part, guys.
No, man,
Yeah.
It's metrically there. What are we talking about?
It's not difficult for me to, and it's difficult for me to make any other argument than just saying Giannis is just better than Jason Tatum. Like,
As an individual, probably yes. But if I want to win, I'll get Tatum because he wins more.
alright, who's the worst team in the NBA right now? Washington.
The Wizards.
Wizards. Alright,
let's say we're trading for Tatum or
let's put
Giannis?
Tatum on that team. How much is he gonna raise the ceiling?
Over
that team?
better than Giannis, you're probably gonna win more with Giannis in year one, but down the road you're gonna win more with Tatum. That's just an actual fact, Knicks. It's an actual fact of reality. It's happened in reality. Like, we can't make an assumption and a hypothetical, which is something that he loves to do. We can't make a hypothetical here because in reality, Tatum has won more.
And if you look at all the franchise guys, even in this new era, even in the modern NBA, there have
Which,
been
by the way,
more-
Tatum adheres more to compared to Giannis.
There have been more franchise guys who play from the 3-point line down than from the 3-point line up. Which I mean, what I mean by that is, you look at all the franchise guys. You look at KD. You look at LeBron. You look at Jokic. You look at Embiid, who won MVP. Right? They all play from the 3-point line down. So you always
I'll
have,
disagree.
No. You always
Harden?
have to look. You see some
Everybody seems to be up. Come on, Migs.
Hey,
Come on, Migs.
outliers. Those are the outliers. Like, you had to reward Harden for what he did for that one season,
Rockets.
right? The true outlier is actually Steph, because he changed
Yeah,
the game.
Steph.
He changed the game. Like Russell Westbrook in 2017, you had to reward him.
Who won in 2020?
breaking the
League MVP? Sorry.
breaking the
Giannis?
triple-double
Yeah.
the triple-double record, right?
yeah.
In 2020, it was Giannis. But what I'm saying is that KD, okay, let's even Kawhi, who hasn't won an MVP, but he is a franchise guy whenever he plays. They still play from the 3-point line down, which I'm saying is that they go to the elbow, you give him the ISO, and then he makes it work from there. Jokic does the same thing. Embiid does the same thing. Giannis does the same thing. LeBron does the same thing. So what I'm saying is that's a safer pick. That's the pick that makes sense, because he's a 3-point line down superstar.
So let me.
Who can be more reliable in the playoffs. In the playoffs, why? I get it. The defenses are tougher in the playoffs. Everyone packs it in the paint, right? But I'd rather have someone who attacks the paint and gets to the line than a Jason Tatum who plays on the perimeter, takes all these step backs, sidesteps, and
Migs.
takes all these
Okay.
threes.
Mix, the problem that you have with that argument is, number one, Giannis doesn't play to the context of Jokic and Embiid. He doesn't. Why? Because they can actually space. Embiid and Jokic can shoot from, let's say, 15 to 20. We can agree on that. Giannis is, again, a bulldozer type player. This is coming from a guy who's observed him for like 7 years. And I was a big fan of him from 2021 onwards.
He has the assist stats to back that up, though.
It's like 5.
Back it up.
It's like 5. But I want to make this point about Jason Tatum again. Because you're saying that you would rather have a guy who attacks the paint. The problem with that is, in the modern NBA, it is an actual statistical fact as well. They're veering more towards outside of that. And the person who personifies that the most is Jason Tatum. Because if you're also talking about how Stephen Curry won it before, Jason Tatum is technically on the same path to be in that conversation. Where if we're taking it from the perimeter and we're dominating that side, and we're in volume where Jason Tatum puts up these shots and it goes in, they succeed. And if you look at the record of the Boston Celtics, that's why they also succeed.
Who are your top 5 best perimeter defenders right now?
Holiday. Talked about this last week, no?
Yeah, top 5 best.
We had Holiday, we had Thompson.
Dyson.
Ooh, Dyson.
Dyson
Again,
Daniels.
I'm very iffy about Dyson.
But I said you're fifth.
I think I had
From a
Herb.
stats perspective,
I had
Jones.
Herb,
Herb,
and we have the Thompsons.
yeah. Thompson, Holiday.
Thompson, Holiday,
I think you had the
Herb
Rocket
Jones.
Thompson.
Herb Jones. I had.
The Rocket Thompson.
I definitely had the Rockets Thompson. I like him over the other one.
I'm in.
Dyson. You have Dyson?
He had Dyson. He was forcing Dyson in.
Right,
but I can't
who's
ignore
that?
the stats. So,
Dyson
and I
and-
think what did we have? Herb or
Derek
Trey?
White? Are you taking Derek
Herb,
White?
you got the
We had Herb. I think we had Herb. Yeah. Or Caruso. He could go there. Yeah.
Who are your top 5 best paint defenders?
Wimby,
After
AD,
Giannis,
Gobert.
AD.
We gotta put Gobert in there. Bam and
Thomas.
No.
Tomas, man.
No.
God damn. The glazing on Tomas is weird, man.
Thomas, man.
Defender?
Yeah,
Defender?
Like
No.
a low post defender.
Oh.
I mean, AD went 1 out of 10 against
Right,
Thomas.
that's
Okay, what's your point?
Here's the thing, huh? Like, it was so hard to name the top 5 perimeter defenders because there are a lot. Every team has a great perimeter defender because owing to what you said earlier, that the game is so spaced out, karon, diba? Like, the game is so spaced out that you need perimeter defenders to counterbalance the superstars from the other team, because a lot of superstars play on the perimeter, right? So there is defender.
Hold on. Now,
Diba? And he creates so many problems for the defense because he keeps attacking you, going to the paint. he shrinks the floor. He shrinks the defense. Kicks it, and he makes it easier for everyone to shoot the three. Because if you play 4 out with Giannis, it makes it open for. I'm just saying, Jeff. I'm
also gonna give you a reality check here. All right.
It's harder to defend a Giannis than it is to defend a Tatum.
Technically and statistically, no, because in reality, like mix, and because this is more of a hypothetical situation. Because I want to keep pulling us back to the reality of the situation here. Is that when you talked about also the top rim defenders. The top rim defenders are also super elite because they're good at weak side help. They're also good at one-on-one. The problem is, and Migs, I don't know, but it seemed like he was already arguing my point. Giannis's lack of versatility offensively is what hurts him in this argument because he can't space the floor. He's still developing that part of his game. I think he's around 30 to 31 years old already, and teams already know how to defend his bulldozing style of play. The Giannis wall was existent since 2019. That's how the Toronto Raptors beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Whereas with Jason Tatum, he's able to space the floor. He's also good in system-type offenses, and he can also move off the ball, and he can be also good on the ball. That's the reality of the situation. You're talking about somebody who drives and kicks. Giannis is not a good kick guy. As somebody who's covered him for 6 years, he's not a good kick guy. Why? Because all he thinks about when he's going downhill, and this is the truth about Giannis Antetokounmpo, is to score downhill.
Most of the time, they can't defend him.
Not that they can't defend him, Migs. It's very ineffective. This is what happened in 2009 against Toronto when Kawhi Leonard started checking him. Kawhi Leonard started checking him from the foul line down. It happened again in 2022 2022 when they lost in the first round to Miami. That's the problem with Giannis. The fact of the reality of Giannis, and I'm acknowledging that what frustrates me about him is the lack of versatility in his game. His go-to is to just drive it down the throat of his people. Where oftentimes, in the playoffs, for example, when Bam Adebayo was down there, it became a 50-50 situation. And that's how they lost in the first round. Jason Tatum's never lost, I believe, in the first round, Migs.
Here's the thing, though. We're talking about playoffs, right? Hasn't Giannis been a lot more tested than Jason Tatum ever has been? Because look at the
I also have to remember how the Celtics beat the Bucks in like 3 years ago in the playoffs.
I mean, look at the last
with
playoffs.
with the same lineup with Holiday and
I mean, look at the last playoffs. I mean, that was what everyone was talking about. The Celtics run to the final. I mean, I know. Again, we talked about this in the card, but you play whoever's in front of you. But then
the Bucks. The one team that we haven't
Giannis
beaten, the Celtics. We have not in the playoffs. That's the truth. The Bucks have not beaten the Celtics with Tatum. And it's not because they have the better team. It's because they have not had the better teammates. The championship team that they had with Holiday, they lost to the Celtics. And it was not even a great team. How are we evaluating a great team here, Mix? Is it always going to be a situation where they just had the better team? Because I can tell you, if you're saying if Giannis is better, if Giannis has the better trade value, then whatever team Giannis is on is supposed to be better.
Tatum isn't only a factor when with the Celtics winning.
Yeah, neither is Giannis. You have Middleton, you have Holiday, you have Pat Connaughton, you have PJ Tucker.
But
in that championship winning team that they had.
You look at the Tatum archetype. He's a 1A, and you have to put a 1B next to him.
No, I wouldn't say. Well, I could argue the same about Giannis because he's a 1A, but then it's so difficult. No. It's a fact. It's a reality. Middleton, as the 1B, needed to be there for Giannis to even get to the Eastern Conference Finals mix. This was proven when the Boston Celtics beat them that 1 year when he was injured. That needed to be for him to get far. That's just the truth.
And you also gotta remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this is your debate.
Yeah.
If he wins, I lose.
Yeah, and you gotta also remember, attorney, that at some point
I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, I just love debating.
You gotta also remember Jeff and Migs, or attorney. You gotta also remember that there's one season that the Boston Celtics are ready to let go of Jaylen Brown. It's because they see more value of Jason Tatum staying rather than Jaylen Brown. Rather than Jaylen Brown partnering up with Jason Tatum. I'm not saying that Jaylen Brown and Giannis has the same trade value. I'm not saying that Jason Tatum. I'm not saying that Giannis and Jaylen Brown has the same trade value. I'm just saying that in terms of people, basketball fans seeing what Jason Tatum can do for you inside the court, I really believe that I really believe that.
I mean, Giannis has never had the benefit of playing with a Jaylen Brown caliber player.
He had Middleton and he had Holiday that one year.
Not a Jaylen Brown caliber player.
But you also have to remember, when in the course of time, when Jason Tatum has had the success that he's had,
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown was never mentioned in the conversation outside of last year. That's the truth of the Boston Celtics. You know that.
Hey, we always talked about they had to split these two guys up.
No, they did
because
not. That
they're
was just
both
last
too
year.
good.
My whole
No,
point is that
we were
outside of last
talking
year,
about it on our podcast.
we did. We
on
did.
Our pod
We did.
during the pandemic. Now they had to split up because they're both too good. They play the same position.
I agree that they're both too good, but I will also say that because
the question
they,
then.
again, but you want to go back to the LaMelo Ball arguments from 2 years ago? Because I'm pretty sure I won that
Hey,
one from Anthony Edwards.
You know, if you think this debate is interesting, you should have heard us when we were debating Reeves versus Pritchard.
Yeah,
The Reeves versus Pritchard
I
debate.
did not like that Pritchard
No.
take.
Kasi nagdebate kami, it was on Messenger. And it grabbed
Side-
yung passion dun sa Messenger. Reeves!
You want serious? I want
Go to
Pritchard.
Reeves.
It was just-
Deeper bag. Deeper bag.
I like, because what was the argument? Who was the better
Like,
white guy to be who he is on the
Tyler
Lakers?
Hero?
Where they're giving him the ball. They're giving him the ball. On the Celtics, it's Tatum and Brown always, right? So when Pritchard comes off the bench, he's more like a Lou Williams type. But I'm of the belief
Yeah.
that we'll have to see if it happens, that if you put him on a worser team, he might actually
Put
be.
that up.
Yeah, and actually,
Like Pritchard plays against the second unit. Reeves plays against the starting guy.
Pritchard plays against the first unit too, huh? To be fair to
In
Peyton
limited
Pritchard.
minutes. Spot minutes. Majority of the
I mean,
minutes.
I'm not saying
Hey,
that.
hey.
I'm just saying the potential of Pritchard is better than Reeves, although the reality of Reeves right now is better than Pritchard. That I can agree to. I agree with
that's
you,
the thing.
but I like the potential of
That's the
Pritchard.
thing. You don't make trades on when you're talking about stars. You don't make trades on potential.
Which is my point about Tatum and Giannis. I want to win. Give me Tatum. I
Who's
want
the
nice
better
stats.
player right now? It's Giannis.
Tatum's winning more. What do you want?
Again-
I ask you this question. What do you want? You want to win or you want?
Again, it's in the context of course he's winning more. He's in a better league. They're the defending champs.
Okay, but if
There's
let's
six-
say let's give
there's
it,
seven
let's
deep.
put it in your
but
scenario.
Giannis has Dame.
What?
Giannis has Dame.
See, that's how you make him lose. Huh?
Lose my shit more likely than not. What are you talking about, Dave?
Yeah, baka you were talking about better team. You're saying you're talking about better team. Your attorney
You agree that the Celtics are better
attorney here is arguing that Jason Tatum has as Jaylen Brown. So is
I mean,
Giannis
do you agree?
as Dame Lillard.
Please
So
plead the fifth. Do
Yeah.
not. Somebody cut off his mic.
No, man. Wait. Because it's between us. It's between us.
Okay,
Like,
God damn it.
who's better than? Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Damian Lillard? Who's better,
Please say the
Jaylen
right
Brown
thing.
or Damian Lillard?
Please say the right thing. And then double down.
what's the right thing?
No, see, who's better, Jaylen Brown or Damian right now?
Oh, we were 50-50 in the poll.
See, I should
Damn!
I should text my wife. Like, Aika, where are you?
All right, so outside. All right, so the polls are up.
If ikaw may Lakers, who want to win now?
That's a good question, Meg. Sige
Who
daw.
want to- Ikaw Lakers, hypothetically na contract wise, why blockage yan na?
Don't lie, Migs.
Na kay LeBron, na kay allowed ka mo kuhaan nila. Kinsay mo kaon Giannis or
Giannis.
Migs.
Giannis.
Outside of the context of the debate, tell me the truth.
It's the same thing. You know, it's the same thing sa atong argument ganina.
You think Giannis?
When you're talking about two good guys, you have to pick the better talent and you just make it work after. So you pick Giannis and you try to make it work. You
He's
worry
standing by
about
his LaMelo
everything
Ball
else
take.
later.
Migs, you genuinely do not. I don't think you believe it. This is outside the debate now, so it's done. The debate is done because we have put out the polls. It's done. You think Giannis will be a better fit than Tatum on the Lakers? Tatum's obviously the better option because he's a better shooter if you want to win now.
It's a much better player, and I'll worry about everything else later.
I don't see a Giannis and AD thing happening, man. I just don't. Like, it's too much
No.
stuff going on.
No,
Akasana! Oh, there's the third. Oh,
Thank you. There's my wife. There's my wife.
Oh, God, that's so good. That's so good. That's good stuff. They didn't close the polls. The wife saved him. But I'm taking the one before
He
that.
shows up.
She shows up for you, man. I appreciate that, Malaika.
Reeves versus Pritchard debate.
Oh, my God.
Imagine.
Akong point lang when we were talking about it was, I like the potential of... here's the context, Migs. We talked about the context. It's very important.
Yeah, it's a potential. Again.
I don't know. And if we're talking about it statistically, Manggod, because the beauty of what Reeves has as an advantage over Pritchard when we talked about in Messenger, which was a very spirited debate, was that Reeves has, because now JJ Redick is giving him the opportunity with the ball more. Okay, great. No problem there. I'm telling you that if Pritchard had the same opportunity, which he does sort of with the Boston Celtics, but not really to the same degree as an Austin Reeves, Pritchard would be either equally or as good production-wise. That's my whole point. Now, if I flip the roles, yeah, they're kind of neck and neck, to be honest. But I like Pritchard's ability to just be more or less of a volume type guy, because Reeves is a volume type guy. You can agree that Reeves is a volume type guy, because there are nights where he has 30. The next night he has 13, which is weird because he has the same number of shots.
Else, though.
I like that he does that, but
Rebounds,
yeah, but I also like Pritchard's a great defender too when he wants to be. Same with Reeves. They're the same archetype. One's just taller.
No, see Pritchard Manggod. He's allowed to, the Celtics are asking him to do less. And because he's doing less, he makes less mistakes. He's more efficient. I mean, from a stat sheet standpoint, he looks better because if you're a fantasy guy, and if it's a Cats league, if you're looking for like field goals, of course you'd go for Pritchard over Reeves, right? Because he does less.
Yeah, my
he
point
makes
is
less mistakes.
But in the capacity, let's say, okay, you're right. But in the but here's the biggest but. But in the capacity of scale, where we're gonna ask him to do more, and because Reeves is the barometer right now. I'm saying they're neck and neck. I'm just saying I like Pritchard's scoring ability more, and then you like Reeves more defensive versatility because he's taller, right? I'm saying that I'm saying that they're the same archetype type of player. The roles are kind of the same, but in the context of where Reeves is at versus where Pritchard is at in terms of opportunity, Reeves has the ball more, has a higher usage rate, and is statistically, on paper, on some nights, looks really good. Whereas Pritchard doesn't really have that same volume, but when you're talking about efficiency with the basketball, he's able to perform at that level. To which, if we were to scale it on a numerical scale, you could actually say that Pritchard, to some level of inches, would probably be better than Reeves in that sense.
But the thing is, at the debate, we actually forgot.
It's hard because he's a
Tyler
Laker
Hero.
guy, you know.
No. In our debate, we actually forgot about Tyler Hero. Was actually
yeah, you know what? He's probably it. He's probably it. Yeah.
Kasi nilino mo katungod Celtics.
Hey man, Reeves was having a good run. Ata na tayo.
That was when it was like 30, 28, 25. Yeah. And then he hit me up. I was like, hey, do you think Reeves? No, I think it's Pritchard. I got so lit. All right, this is why.
But it can't be Pritchard over Reeves.
Again, I made the argument. It's statistics.
That's the same as it isn't Tatum over Giannis. I mean,
it's not that, bro.
Kasi ito yung names in the pod before.
That's One Hoops Live? I know, front row. I mean, front row podcast.
Dil mo na akong paminaw.
I mean, the people have spoken. Diba? I mean, it's...
So, they closed the poll and then we opened it for 3 guys. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
We have
Time out. They closed the poll. They showed the votes. It was split. And all of a sudden, 3 votes come magically in? What the heck? Come on, man. This ain't the election, man.
My wife and her dummy accounts are...
And the poll action. When did that come into... Oh, yeah, when we did the One Hoops Live, you remember Jerry Buckets?
Yeah.
Damn, man. It was such
my wife and her dummy accounts are
coming in the same today. All right, so that's the fast break debate. Apparently, we're at a stalemate. We're gonna stay with a stalemate. After this,
Miggy and you are stalemate or Miggy?
well, I kind of saved myself because I was gonna absorb 2 TikToks. So, and then he went with Dame. I was like, where are we going? Anyway, all right, cool. So. We're gonna even all this out with the equalizer because there has to be a winner and loser in the equalizer. By game. All right, guys, what do we have? All right, Migs, that's on you. Show us AI photo.
AI photo.
Reveal.
All right, so it's it's game time.
I think
Jesus, what are these AI photos?
I think this is the guy we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
He's in green.
He's in green.
He's in.
There's a warrior.
Because
I know we're done with that debate now. It just popped up in my head. I gotta say that I don't know if I need to say this. Pero manamang ko tagot, but I gotta say this that Jason Tatum went two finals appearances, lost one, won one. Meanwhile, Giannis after the championship run in 2021, 1-for-1. That's right.
But never went back.
But after that, first round exit, second round exit, and then never got into the deep playoff run. Beaten by Atlanta in the second round, I believe.
Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta.
The Bucks?
Yeah,
The Bucks?
I think they get beaten by Atlanta in the.
No, they never lost to Atlanta. It was the Celtics who beat them the year after. Because Middleton got injured. That was the fact. That was the reality where I say, Giannis needed that situation.
Yeah.
And the year after that, they got swept by Miami.
Yeah, and
Oh no, did they get swept?
and for some people, just because Jason Tatum has quote unquote no aura doesn't lower his trade value. Doesn't lower not just a trade value. Doesn't lower his player value.
Well, we're done with that. So let's focus on
We're done with that. I just gotta get that off my chest. I mean, attorney.
I was gonna say that was wrong for people.
No.
He's gonna have to die with that until we go off air. He's gonna have to live with that until we go off air.
Oh.
So who is? Somebody said Kyrie Irving. Somebody said Derek White. Somebody said Raymond Green. Forgot the D.
Raymond.
Who is Raymond Green?
Because you don't have a
Raymond Green, La Paz. All right. Luka Doncic. I'm actually curious who this is. I actually don't know. Somebody said Devin Knight. I'm pretty sure the name is Brandon Knight. Dwayne Wade. Klay Thompson. I'm getting a variety of different answers.
He's wearing armor.
He's wearing armor.
Green.
It's in front of a church.
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah, probably Kyrie. I don't know.
And who's fighting in the comment section?
Yeah, there are fightings
There's
in
a-
the comment section.
There's a fight in the
Ang
comment
pangit
section.
mo, ang asim mo.
Yeah,
wow,
no.
pangit ka din.
And it's stemming from Niv Salas saying, Japheth, di ka ba nanood ng NBA games ngayon? Ang pangit ng laruan ni Brunson, real talk, kasing pangit ni Bernie Manzanal. Who's Bernie Manzanal?
I don't
Hey,
know.
to be
eh.
fair,
This is where it's stemming from.
Jalen Brunson does not have a pretty game.
It's
but
effective
he
though.
wins, But he wins.
He wins, so I can't hate on him. I love JB. I love JB. Oh.
I did not.
Now I
get
can give
that.
them a clue. I did not get that at all. So
Oh, because of the church.
all right, let me give everybody the clue, so you can win the Windsor credits.
80s guy.
80s, Celtics,
Played with Bird
and
and
McHale.
Jordan.
Bird, he played
And
against
Michael
Jordan.
No, and Michael Jordan.
Did? He did. That's true. That's true.
During the late part of his
Somebody said Tigre. Tigre na. Sa Moblog ba? That is true though. That is true. Somebody said DeMar DeRozan. Si Jalen Green talaga yung hindi si Raymond Green. Klang, Ma'am Jack, kung ikaw kalaban, autopass. Kung si Ma'am Jack
Oy.
kalaban, tumihimik lang talaga tayo.
It's a good answer. It's wrong, but it's a good answer. Brian Cardinal. Good
That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. Somebody
Yeah.
said Grady Dick. What is this Grady Dick? Alright, let me give the clue again one more time. Celtics player.
80s.
You're in front of a church, which is another name for a
Blank.
blank. Another name for a church. Church. God damn it, Mike. God damn it.
Meron na?
Somebody got it? Somebody said Bob. Come on, man.
Wait, technically speaking,
Another name for church.
Allen won.
Who won?
Oh no. Wrong.
Oh, why is everyone saying Drew Holiday now? Somebody got it. Marvin Villazon. This was a tough one.
So hard.
Robert Parrish.
Sir Robert. Sir Robert at the parish.
Oh my god, that was so hard, guys. Why do people keep saying Drew Holiday?
Congratulations again, Mr. Marvin Villazon.
On you.
Yep. So yeah, don't hit the exit button just yet. If you didn't snag the win this time, keep that chin up because we've got more games, more thrills, and more chances of you once we get back after a short break.
Every game is a battle on the relentless pursuit of victory. Each player is determined, each move a step closer to glory. Settle the score and bet on your favorite team on Windsor. the seamless on-the-go online sports betting app. Bet on a wide range of live virtual games anytime, anywhere with Windsor. The app gives you quick access to your current betting options. Have your favorite games at your fingertips with no lag or delays. With Windsor, you have a chance to win big, enjoy exclusive bonuses, and elevate your gaming experience, all in one place. It's time to call the shots with your newest game day companion. Win from within with Windsor. Every game is a battle on the relentless pursuit of victory. Each player is determined, each move a step closer to glory. Settle the score and bet on your favorite team on Windsor, the seamless on-the-go online sports betting app. Bet on a wide range of live virtual games anytime, anywhere with Windsor. The app gives you quick access to your current betting options. Have your favorite game.
We're back.
Back live, Windsor Nation. And I know that we're blowing up a little bit in the comments. Next, thank you so much again for showing up today, subbing in for Coach Jax, who on a regular occasion would just be eating right now.
Someone in the comments said, maghihintay lang ako kailan mag-objection your honor sa attorney.
Be the fifth. Actually, we got a pretty good comment that
Basically
this was.
pinch hitting for that.
Yeah. No, but we got a lot of really great comments saying that this was a very good show. A lot of really good basketball discourse going back and forth. So again, one of the reasons why we've been friends for so long is because of this. Like, we really love hoops. We like, you know, the print picture thing was not a joke. Like, we really got into that one. I can't wait for the next thing we'll talk about that'll piss you off. All right, again, back at it, Windsor Nation.
Now it's time for a third game, and Mike or Bri, please show us the iPhone.
What is this?
Doctor
Magic?
Strange.
Is that a Johnson and John? Okay, I know this. I know this. The giveaway was the baby powder. The giveaway was a baby powder. It
And
can't,
if you
can't
watch
not get it.
Seems pretty
Windsor
obvious. Pretty
Yeah,
obvious.
pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious.
In their reels earlier, you would know the answer.
Yeah.
Seems pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious to me.
Like, it's not that hard, people.
Not that hard.
Oh, we have a winner.
You do? Correct. Poging Nisha, a regular on the Grandslam Thursday panel. Congratulations. Very easy.
We didn't look at Magic.
But the Johnsons is a big giveaway. If they posted like a generic baby powder brand, that would have been weird.
Actually, he has a baby face.
Probably.
White.
Problem. I can rock with that. All right. So we're gonna skip again the
Debate.
yeah, we're gonna no more debate. We're gonna go with the equalizer
Knock off.
knockout round. Are we going with last man standing or
Last man.
last man standing?
Tayo man yung...
Yeah. So last man standing.
That's not a tie.
There was a tie.
Right?
And then
No.
you got +3 from your. Come on.
Plus 3 from your box.
+3 from your bots. Come on, man. I was like, what? It's tied. Oh, great. And then all of a sudden. So,
How hard my wife has to work. Splitting all
it's
those
like, yeah, like,
accounts.
log in, log out, log in, log out. All right, here we go. So, Migs, how this works is they're gonna put up a team logo on the screen,
Right.
and then we gotta guess.
NBA.
You're gonna guess as many players who played with that team before or are playing with them currently.
Alright.
PBA and
BBA, NBA, doesn't matter, or even UAAP. It's actually pretty tough. Anyone can really lose. So the last man standing, that means all three will dance. We'll do the consequence. So only one man will remain to win. Sakto? I think he's out already.
I'm nervous now.
I'm telling you.
Actually,
I've actually lost this before.
I
Yeah.
lost last week, right?
Yeah. I also lost this before already. So it's not a game now.
Because of the UST thing.
Yeah, the
I
Tigers.
ran out of players.
Who did yeah, because it was like Jenny Fortuna was like, oh
Because
no shit.
I forgot the
I had Jeremy
name
Cruz.
of Zach Wang.
Yeah.
Like I was in my mind, it was Zach, but the Sacred Heart dude.
I always confuse the UST guys with the
Yeah,
They
because
were
they
yellow.
were the same jerseys.
like si Japs Kuan. Played sa FU, diba? I always see like Kasi Mirza.
Kazim Mirza.
He was a legit stretch big.
Yeah. Oh no, I did a video about. No, I haven't done the video for Kasim. Actually, didn't research about him. I think he got injured. Kazim Mirza.
Maybe.
Paid for that Tapina.
Oh yeah, he did. And then the guy who got the actor bago lang in back karon.
Who?
PBA. Okay.
USD?
Kevin Phillip.
Kevin Ferrer. Yeah.
There, he got fat.
Then,
I did the video about Kevin Ferrer actually. That was the one like people were saying he got fat.
Kent Lau. EST.
Yeah, the other thing. Jerick.
Jerick thing. I remember we went Jerick
Team
thing.
Tiger for
Fortuna,
like
Abdul,
Karim Abdul.
Aljun. Is it Aljun? Aljun Mariano.
Couldn't beat Kiefer.
The small guy, Renzo Subido.
Yeah. That was the last thing I was about to say before Chan. And
Portsky, Nick.
For a time, see. He played with Letran and then moved with Alden Ayo sa
Bandorens, yeah. No.
Like that team.
Cancino.
That team was supposed to be the team.
Before
And
that
then-
mantika thing,
For
messed
that
up.
bubble thing by Alden
bubble
Ayo.
thing and the mantika.
I thought it was funny. Like, why are you leaving a team for that reason?
The team messed up.
Well, who messed it up? Did the players? Hey, you know what? I think the management messed it up. Why are you even forcing your players to somewhere in a very nationwide
And there was
thing?
at that time there was no discussion pa kani na as to when will open. What
Yeah.
was definitive?
Was it Sorsogon? Sorsogon bubble?
Something Bicol, I think.
Might be Bicol. This is closer. Sorsogon seems like could be wrong. I don't know where
Do you not know your
Not
geography?
necessarily. No, I'm telling you, I don't know.
Okay, no.
All right, here we go.
Alright.
Chan will start. We'll rotate out. Make sure that basically the last, and then we'll keep going until somebody messes up.
Mas lisod ni kay upat to, so
Mas lesser ang options. Yeah, the players start getting smaller and smaller as you keep
safer
going.
option ko no. Zach.
Ang ka-weird pagit kay guman na sa
Safer
game.
safer option.
Gabi mga laon mo. It's getting late actually. It's almost 11. All right, here we go. Let's get this ball. Let's get this show on the road, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Chan.
I'm nervous.
Shoot.
Kawhi Leonard.
Sam Cassell.
Michael Olowokandi.
Who? Oh, okay, sorry.
Chris Kaman.
Darius Smiles.
Chris Paul.
Corey Mugetti.
R.O.
JJ Redick.
Elton Brand.
Wait, somebody said Brand.
No.
No one said Brand? I said Elton Brand.
I said
You
I said
said Blake.
Brand.
You said Blake Griffin.
Give me replay. I said Elton Brand.
Replay.
Wala ka. Wala ka ningon oy.
Oh, I think he said Elton Brand.
Wala. Blake
Who said
Griffin.
Elton Brand? You said Blake? You said Blake?
I said Elton Brand.
Ah,
He said
no.
Blake Griffin.
I said Elton Brand.
hello.
Lamar Odom?
Lamar Odom.
Di ba ningon na kay Lamar Odom?
Lamar Odom.
Nah, so you're out.
You said Lamar Odom?
Yeah, I said Lamar Odom.
I had him in.
I had a long list actually. I was going to the 13, 14 lineup. I had Granger,
I was
I had
working
Crawford.
through my list.
Yeah. All right, you're out. You're dancing later apparently. All right, it's 3. So you got swipe it out. Let's go with the next one.
Right.
Here we go. 3. Chan will start
I was
again.
working through my list.
Yeah, that's what happens. Again, it doesn't
I got
matter
the-
how much
I-
knowledge you have. You gotta listen.
I got the Andre.
Yeah, he threw you off. He probably threw you off.
I got the Andre Jordan on my list. No.
I had a laundry list. I had a really long. I had
Jamar
Crawford, Perpulu.
Jamario Moon.
Yeah, I had those guys. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Chan start.
Jalen Green.
Otis Thorpe.
James Harden.
Why are you going with all these old?
Because I have to start old.
Sura.
Bob Sura?
Yeah.
Rockets.
I haven't even-
Luis Cola.
Tracy McGrady.
Tingun.
Steve Francis.
Alright, I'm out.
You're
I
out,
can't give
you're out.
That sucks.
Robert Horry.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Sam Cassell.
Mm.
I already said Sam Cassell. He was my first guy. Yeah. He's out. 1-on-1 with Neil Ramos.
Sucks.
What more could you ask for, folks? Nostalgia on deck.
No, people, this is not like I'm usually smarter than.
I can agree to that. It's just it's a game of like paying attention and then going through the list. All right. Last logo. You want to start?
No,
Doesn't
you
really matter who starts. You want me to start?
No, you start.
All right. I'll start. 3, 2, 1. Fire.
PBA.
Oh my God.
PBA na lang.
3, 2, 1. Fire. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
All right.
Only go.
Nick Anderson.
Jalen Suggs.
Paulo Banquero.
Horace Grant.
Shaq.
Penny Hardaway.
Asiel Costa.
5.
Royal Ivy.
Brian Shaw.
Right.
Emac.
4.
Tony Bati.
Oh yeah.
Gordon Kiricek.
Dwight Howard.
I said Dwight Howard.
No, you did not.
Dwight Howard.
Nope.
Jameer Nelson.
Grant Hill.
Rashard Lewis.
Chris Duhon.
Jesus, where is he getting these lineups from? Chris Duhon? Yeah, okay, Chris Duhon was on that. Chris Duhon
NBA
was on the
Live,
Magic.
man.
5.
Wendell Carter Jr.
Mo Wagner.
Michael Carter Malone. Michael Carter Williams.
Franz Wagner.
JJ Redick.
Glenn Davis.
Glenn Davis?
Yeah.
Glenn Davis played?
He had a minute. He's a borderline all-star for a while there.
Vince Carter.
Gilbert Arenas.
Holy crap.
Oh, he's running out.
Wait! What? Horace Grant! Horace Grant!
I said Horace Grant! I said Horace Grant!
Holy shit! I swear to God, this game gets me, man. Yeah, actually, he's safe. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row. He's had a hot 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I had Jason Williams.
Oh, my brain went crazy.
Michael Petrus.
Now they go down. Now they start showing themselves. Darryl Armstrong.
Jason Richardson.
Okay.
I was thinking of the guy outside
Steve
Gordon
Francis.
Gierczak in the 2000s. The other one, Pat Garrity.
Pat Garrity.
Pat Garrity.
And if you ask me if I double up, no, I won't.
Want to double up?
No, I won't. I
You want
won't.
triple up?
I won't.
If you win,
I won't.
all three of us are dancing. We'll do this for 2 weeks and Mickey will do it online.
I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't.
Alright.
Do what you want to do or do what you have to do.
He's had a hot 2 weeks. He's had a good 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah.
Alright, Mike.
Oh,
Yeah.
forgot.
Everybody is saying, Jacqueline Amistoso. Let's go, Neil. Way to get praise from the director. Johnny Abarientos. Okay.
Is Kai Soto is Kai Soto included?
Bro,
He played for the Summer League.
Like, you should have gone for like Shell or Santa Lucia.
Jesus,
Oh my
I had
God.
like Benji Paras and I'm done. I don't even know.
Ronald Tubid.
Ronald Tubid probably and we're done. I don't know.
Dennis
I don't know.
Esprina.
American dude.
I
EJ
see
File.
File. Phil
John
Farrell.
Farios.
No.
John Arrigo. He said it was. Oh, okay. So I thought American white, but no, okay, he's black. I don't know. He's black. Shell. Gabe Norwood. I don't know. I'm just saying crap. All right. Let's get the challenge over with. All right, Mike. What do you have?
Let's
I
go.
don't even do TikToks for my wife.
Can't believe it right now. Daryl Armstrong, golly.
I mean,
Such an equalizer, I swear. Funny ever. Once a match. What's on the map?
yeah, for a while, and then he played with the Sonics after.
Yeah. But ano man siya?
A
As
bad
long
end to a great career.
yeah, and then played in overseas. Overseas.
I went back deep.
This sucks.
If your dad is watching,
Ah! Oh my God!
I'm
But the thing is, and you know this, you're a very good dancer. It's just not for online consumption.
Ballroom. Ballroom list. Got it? Oh my god. I do not like that they're laughing.
Like you should find
It's
so very embarrassing.
Well, him and Bride are on TikTok way too much. Got it, Bride?
Actually,
Is there any chance for me to meet? If I do this, is there any chance I get to meet Derek Ramsey? No chance. No chance.
Derek Ramsey.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm doing that. I'm doing
Ah,
that.
well.
Doing that. Ding, ding. Eric Eruption guy does this so well. Yeah. Alright, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
You're the muscular.
I'm actually okay. I'm good.
They're not done. They're not done sa comment section. Eh.
very fast. Ting Ting is actually it.
Did you do that same already? Did
Oh,
the
that
Ting Tings
was
already?
twice. We did it twice.
Alright. Ah.
Em vô nhà thương, em vô nhà thương, em vô nhà anh biết thương. Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 tang tang ting, tang tình 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 tang tang tang. Giây phút em gặp anh là
Look who's laughing now!
tình tang tang ting, tang tình mình tình tang 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 tình.
Wow. I thought that was it. I was hoping that was it actually. Alright, hit us with this one. Hit it with this one.
Em vô nhà thương, em vô nhà thương, em vô nhà anh biết thương. Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 tang tang ting, tang tình 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 tang tang tang. Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 toan toan ting, toan tình mình tình tan 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 tình.
Hey, 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 hey.
Good stuff.
And the first episode of Attorney Miggy, he danced.
That's why.
It's such a it's just variable.
That's why you
also
should
variable.
bet responsibly, people. Huh? Why you should bet responsibly.
It would have been so funny if you were your barong.
Oh yeah.
You picked him up earlier in the barong. I was like, yo, we can't. Alright. Let's go to the hottest take of the night. Alright, go ahead, Migs.
Right. Hottest take of the night.
Yeah, read the first one.
Right. So from Niv Salis, if you're
A
being
regular.
honest, Ron and Steph shouldn't be starting. If you have to put a Laker in the starting lineup, just give it to AD. AD is more comfortable playing the 4 and put
I gotta
Joker
read
at the
number
5. Then KD at the 3. Hate me for this, but with Steph's performance this season, in all caps,
Okay.
he doesn't deserve to be a starter or an all-star this year. Either replace him with Ant, or have him play the 2. Let SGA play the 1, but what can we do? The All-Star games are fans, or maybe they're including Steph because the game is being played at Chase Center. Also, Brunson over LaMelo this season? Such a joke. Even Cunningham is playing better right now than Brunson. Hot take, hot take.
Nice. Nesty Bailon! If LaMelo Ball had been drafted by the Warriors instead of Jordan Poole, they likely wouldn't have won the 2022 championship. LaMelo's playmaking and size would add value to Poole's instant offense, elite shooting, and ability to space the floor to key to Warriors' success. LaMelo Ball's ball dominant style and inconsistent shooting might not have meshed well system, which thrives on on-ball movement and shooting.
That's some chat GPT stuff right there.
Ay, naku.
Ray Jimenez, they both have their skills, no doubt. Oh yeah, in a way, it's good, but in my opinion, it's much harder to be an 8-time division world champion than staying undefeated. Being a champion in one division is hard enough. Try 8 division. So for me, Arum speaking too soon. The new breeds still have a lot to prove and surpass Mandy's accomplishment. True.
See? I'm
I know. I was
doing
saying
the bad knees, man.
the knees, bro. All right, Neil.
VP Tablazon. It is not about the loses, it is the
The
quality of fight.
Losses, yeah.
And the influence together with a legacy Inoue is just dust compared to Manny that building
Jesus.
kingdom. Skill-wise, bravery, and entertainment, Manny wins all category.
Meron ba?
Oh my god.
Jesus. All right, Migs.
Alright. Oh, hey, Sangay. Bin Miguel. Oh, come on. Sure, he was great, but the question is, was he ever the best? I mean, who is he talking about
What's
here?
that?
Everyone loves him. Duncan was like the dependable friend who always shows up on time. Great to have around, but not exactly the life of the party.
How did they get this?
That was 2 episodes ago.
Was
But
this?
hey,
It's a good thing.
do
Was
you,
this
man.
Is this a current one?
do you?
It's 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Tim Duncan was absent.
Do you?
Yeah, I think wala naman.
I think wala na.
Wala na. I think that was the time when Neil beat me.
Okay. Here.
The Duncan thing.
The Duncan thing. All right.
Alright.
Here we go again. Still Vin Miguel apparently.
All caps. Hey, Sangay, Vin Miguel. All caps. Tatum is younger. And as they say,
That's for you.
youth is wasted on the young unless you're talking about basketball. Very angry. Very intense.
Very caps
Just
lock.
25 years old. He's got more years ahead of him than a cat with 9 lives. In contrast, Giannis, while still a dominant force, is on the other side of 25 and might be just a smidge closer to, dare I say, vintage status.
Not bad.
But hey, man, all the vintage wines,
They do it.
they get
They
sold out
taste
first.
better
They
taste better.
Taste better
because they're older. Wine tastes better. Older.
because they're better.
Not saying Giannis is better though.
Because they're better.
All right. You want to take that one?
Yeah.
My leg is actually cramping. Holy crap.
Mavan Lakai, Tatum's and Giannis trade value is nuanced and context dependent. Tatum's youth and scoring ability make a compelling case, but Giannis' proven track record, defensive capabilities, and championship pedigree present a stronger case for higher trade value. But Giannis only went to the finals once.
Okay, you're good. Calm down.
And
You're on a hot
Tatum-
streak. Don't
Okay,
don't stop your hot
twice.
streak. Okay, we got a vote. Number 2. Second comment.
Number 2 because of your
The entertainment value.
presentation.
See, but he hurt himself though.
I did. My butt's actually cramping from the squats.
You did that for Nesty, so
I got. Well, I here's what I'll say. I'll vote Nesty, but Niv has a great comment about the Braun and Steph thing. But I'll vote Nesty because of a bias. Chan.
I vote because you worked hard for.
All right. Outside of me working hard and the bias, you want Niv.
Chat GPT, please make
that's-
an argument for Lamelo Ball.
Yeah.
Against Lamelo Ball, and that's
That's exactly what I was saying too, though. All right, but who do you want? Niv?
Okay,
Want
based
Niv?
on delivery alone,
You want the fourth one?
I go with Nesty.
Go Nesty.
Based on how you delivered the message.
Based
I'll
on
go
your
with-
presentation.
I guess.
Fine.
It's 3-1. Are you gonna pick somebody else?
Yeah, I'll pick Nesty because of your Because
Nesty
of-
Bailon, I just won you free wins.
because of your entertainment.
Entertainment factor.
Oh man, when I read it, I was like, I skimmed through it. I was like, yes, this is the one. This is the one. All right.
Do the duck race.
All right, so now we're gonna do the duck race. Great time for us to just go through and interlude again, Migs. We really appreciate you coming out. I know you had a really busy day today with the conference for lawyers. If you guys do need this is actually very serious. If you do need legal help, you know,
Don't get me.
get you, golly. I know I'm gonna get fun stuff.
If accused ka, no?
I'm definitely running
And
to
ako
you.
yung abogado mo. Feel ko tayong dalawa yung maano eh.
Papupunta.
So
Brisahan.
I'm a very okay lawyer. I'm very okay.
Yeah.
I'm very okay.
He has helped me out with a lot of different things already. So again, I'm just speaking not as a bias, but you know, as my usual go-to. So again, if you guys are also in Ormoc, I'm not necessarily saying that you go to Miggy's place. I am saying though that he is a very good host. If you go to Ormoc, he'll show you there's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't want to go off of Neil's comments, which always crack me up.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we're there. You get so lit because Neil's always asking like, "Oh, there's this here, pala." Oh my god, in Ormoc, man. I'm like, yo. And he gets so lit about it, man. Neil's a funny guy.
Oh yeah, he is.
Very funny guy. I love Ormoc. Ormoc's great. They're ducks.
So who are we going with?
No, it's not a bet. It's actually for the players.
First time we did this, and makes like it's.
We were yelling at the
hilarious,
ducks.
Like,
So the among wedding, it was Duman among motif. So I'd go with the blue duck.
The one by the bottom,
the Trump duck.
the Trump duck. It's always a bear duck that wins. Like, watch. All of a sudden, a bear duck will make a beeline for the finish line. Watch. See? There's a bear duck again. 90% of the time, the bear duck always wins.
Thick duck those.
Are they
Yeah.
betting on this?
No, so the users the top 5 users,
Alright, okay.
they win.
Win the prize.
Yeah, but again, bear duck, 5, 4, 3, and then a weird looking duck, a Loch Ness duck.
Oh, for the first time.
Wow, Loch Ness duck
The
won.
red duck.
Out of nowhere.
Strawberry duck. Yeah.
Donna.
Donna Rubio is so 5 of them win, right? So Donna Rubio, Loreto Asunar, Senator Junior Ricky Gila, all regular on the show, John Ira, and JP Baisas. Congratulations.
Hey.
Make sure to comment.
It's-
Hashtag
it's-
watching wins.
It's weird not seeing Otangan in the top 5.
Yeah, he usually is there because he's his username. You know, he's Otangan. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you're from Ormoc also, and I know if you somehow drop by at Ormoc, you can find Miggy at the basketball courts there.
Usually,
You
yeah.
have the MWF, right?
Yeah.
MWF.
Until
basketball group.
until when ka nag-attorney?
Saturday evening.
Okay, so wala ka next runs na next week.
Klang Klang, I cannot wait for the day that you'll actually be on the show. Do we not want Klang Klang on the show?
Yeah, and you two will debate.
Klang Klang, let's go. I think you and her versus me. Good. Let's see if she can back you up.
Then she's like the lady version of you, like shouting and stuff.
I love it. I love Klang Klang's energy. Klang Klang Migs is a regular on the show, and at the same time, she also is the one who creates all the questions.
All right. Let's like the more I get in touch with the show, the more I get to know.
Inadvertently, through different means. Do we have all 5? Again, comment hashtag watching Windsor.
So, you think Neil's gonna still have
A good week.
good third week?
I think.
so someone named Aika Kunoy just commented. I think like thank you, Miss whoever you are, Aika Kunoy. Thank you for commenting because she
Why do I
said
keep
that-
closing this? Hold on, let me check.
You forgot the password again.
Yeah. Nope, I got it this time. Where's the guy, Aika Kunoy? Did I miss it? Where are you, Aika? Aika is, of course, his wife.
Probably somewhere.
Great, amazing wedding, by the way. Bukas po prediction nyo sa matchup para ma-parlay natin. Which one is this?
So hard.
Prediction for what tomorrow? NBA? NBA?
NBA.
NBA. All right. I'm happy to do that. While we look for the bukas po ang prediction nyo.
Games for tomorrow are Cavs, Hawks, Lakers,
Cavs, Lakers,
Jazz, Wolves,
Wolves.
Rockets.
Damn, that's a good one. Rockets though.
Magic, Blazers. So my parlay here is Cavs, Lakers,
Cavs, Lakers, Wolves.
So hard.
Rockets. I got Rockets. Yeah.
And Magic. I think that's a safe parlay.
Yeah, that's a safe parlay. So say it one more time, Chan.
Cavs, Lakers, Wolves, Rockets, Magic.
Is Suggs back? Papa?
Against Magic against.
Trail Blazers.
Yeah, definitely
But
Magic.
the Blazers though at times
They
Inconsistent.
surprise people
managed to win. They beat
By
the Bucks
accident.
twice already.
by accident.
By some stroke of luck. Do we have everybody in? You know Gary Bande? Garik Bande?
Yeah.
Sayo tarong the attorney.
He used to play for Alpha. He's a
Engineering?
USC guy.
Ah, okay.
Oh, Garik, thank you, engineer.
Ah, sorry, Ma'am Jack. Ma'am Jack commented, sige po, basta humataw kayo sa sayaw attorney. So if you want to meet Derek Ramsey, alright, we'll make it work.
Oh.
Nice. Ask mo si Ma'am Jack kung pogi ba or hindi, let her decide. Ito.
Derek Ramsey.
Oh, it's when. I'm looking for the Ica comment. Jax Bautista, I swear to God, he's saying, wow, sasayaw, Javi Tuninola, if you were here, you never win at that game. You never ever win at that. He's always eating.
His attention is always at the food. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah. Nib Salas, happy, actually a funny thing here. Klang said, happy for Sir Neil. Nib Salas said, Klang, akin ka lang. Don't talk to strangers. That's funny. I love Nib's comments, man. They're so funny.
When Jax plays that game, he always says, "You, the white guy, the black guy."
They always seem to be of color, no? There's always a color thing with Jax. What is... Where? I'm looking for Erica's comment. Where is it?
I am doing the same thing. I can't find it.
He commented, though.
Miss Aika,
Hmm.
if you care to re-comment,
Yeah, yeah.
it'd be much appreciated.
That'd be
Maybe
nice.
she's slugging on the different accounts.
Makes
Back
sense
out
for
your
you.
dummy account.
J Mark, amak na. Lakers out daw si Chaka. Lakers out daw si AD Chaka Roy bukas.
But it's the Wizards, so
They're horrible.
I mean, they want to lose.
So that they can get Cooper flag.
Oh my god. Okay.
saw that game of Duke where a
The guy
player
vomited.
vomited.
That was so weird.
He play according to some comments like he plays while he was sick. Oh,
I mean, why would you even play? That was a blowout. I don't know why he was playing. So, Mom Jack, we already gave our predictions for tomorrow. Again, Chan, one more time for the viewers.
Cavs.
Hey, we're capping
Magic,
big. Love it.
Cavs.
Aika Konoy. Number? 54. I found it. Hi, attorney.
Oh, hey. Whoever you are.
Whoever. I love the banter. It's cute.
Yeah. Like, biggest fan. My number one fan.
Number one fan.
And after my mom.
After your mom and your dad. Who,
And when,
you know what's funny when we did the podcast before? Our viewers were like, what, 13, 15, right?
Yeah.
And it was always my family. So we have my dad, my brothers, 2 of them now, so that's 3. And then our other 3 viewers were Aika, his dad, and his mom.
Like our pages saved our sanity during that one.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It did.
Like it saved me while I was doing my graphics and stuff. So
Yeah, that was a good run.
Good na?
Fun.
All right, great. It was good when we did it during the pandemic because we really had nothing else to do. Like on a Thursday, you can't go out, so you work out. But
I was in fact trying to help you out. Like I kept on sharing your lives
He kept
to
plugging
our
it.
page.
He kept plugging us.
I appreciate that, Chen. I did not know that. Dope. All right, and that concludes. Hey, Neil's here. I forgot you were here, Mr. Lakers hat boy.
He's having a good.
Great 2 weeks. A terrific 2 weeks. We cannot take away from Neil Ramos that he's had an incredible 2 weeks.
Again, he played.
He played
well
great.
during the Monday runs.
Yep, played great during the Monday runs.
He played well during the.
The recently
MPL.
one. Yeah,
Right.
MPL.
So
He
I just
moved
have to say this. J Mark Amakla ahaka kapuyag pilaw dili mapili. Like there's always next week.
There is always next week.
Man. So keep coming back.
Keep going back. Keep going
Mark.
back.
Ayaw kawag tang paglaom.
Is he Bisaya?
Yeah, nagbusiness ay am siya diri.
Probably is. Ahaka kapuyag pulaw.
Ako nang ihalad.
Okay, I see. All right, so yeah, he's had a good 2 weeks.
And he waved up. He
He
waved
waved
out.
Dom Yogsimar.
Tom Yogsimar yesterday. For his ISO.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, and that
he didn't dance.
didn't dance today. Amazing. He's on fire. What more can we expect from Neil Ramos in the weeks to come? No.
Let's see what would happen in the Monday runs.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right, boys, and that concludes today's Grand Slam. It's like 11:13. I'm hungry as hell. And that concludes today's Grand Slam Thursday. And I hope you had as much fun as we did. Keep those eyes peeled for some major announcements, fresh games, and you know we're bringing even bigger prizes next time. To my left-hand side, none other than Christian Montefalcon from Bucketball PH.
Christian from Bucketball PH. Just check our page. We kept on milking Longbum and John Arens Jacob.
Yeah, we got pretty good traction from that too. It's funny.
So just check our takes on those 2 social media personalities.
Interesting.
Interesting guys, worth watching. To my right-hand side, the
Gorgeous.
the flamboyant, extravagant.
Let's see how he'll get wrapped with lumpia.
Let's see. I mean, he's been
Oh
on
my
fire the
God.
last 2 weeks. Neil Ramos.
Yep. So again, guys, it's a boy Neo. I'm the winner for today. I'm the winner for.
the PT.
Yeah, I'm the winner for today. Please follow my page.
I love that he mentioned he's the winner for today.
Yeah, I gotta brag that it doesn't happen. It does not happen every time. It's not Christmas every day. So
Right.
yep. Again, my name is Neil Ramos, and please follow my page, Hoops Up, and shout out to, of course, our guy Hong. Ivor Hong and Gali. Shout out to Gali.
Who's Gali?
The one kanang kauban ako during the Monday runs, the lefty.
I
Yeah.
see.
Shout out to you. Thank you for the pizza and the beer last Monday. And the late dinner. So yeah.
Now y'all sound like y'all in a relationship. Goodness. All
Right
right.
over here.
I know. And of course, our special guest, the future mayor of Ormoc City,
Oh.
Miguel
It's
Kawai.
election.
I swear to God, if you run for mayor, man, we gonna do some great things.
Mayor ka, bagman mi
I know.
Ayaw na ipagawa sa algorithm sa Facebook kasi
Yeah.
no.
We'll run into a lot of trouble. But yeah, go ahead.
Of course, first and foremost, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
Like,
It's been a long time coming, man.
Coach Jax.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the night off. Man. And of course, as usual, thank you to Aika for allowing me to be here.
Yeah, big thank you to Mrs.
Thank you,
Kapahi.
I love you. I love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all those fake accounts. You got me over.
Yep, the bots got you the dub when we close the polls.
And to everyone in Ormoc, especially the MWF basketball group, the MWF runners, and the Thursday night runners who had their Thursday night run tonight in collaboration with SM. You know, we started with just 7 people. And then now we're over 100 every Thursday.
Wow.
So
How did that happen?
Like everyone's into running now, and it's just
Alluding to what Paulo said.
Yeah.
It really stuck with me, like the mental health thing about
Yeah.
basketball. It's
See?
funny.
And
It's
of
so
course,
funny.
to my brother Paolo, who just came back from Japan, thank you for the kicks. No, which was not free, by the way. Apparently,
Yeah, it was
not
pasabay.
free.
It was
Thank you.
Ah,
The
that's funny.
effort though, the effort.
The effort that he bought.
Thank you,
Good for you.
Nitin, for keeping Paolo company, and of course to my workmates in the Kapahilo office, and to my boss, Bingo Kapahi, and the bigger boss, my mom, Vanessa Kapahi.
Of course.
Yeah, and our associate, Attorney Lumokso, Attorney Erica
Shout out
Lumokso.
Erika.
Bagong nails.
Kamusta ang kuko na tutira?
Nakamaniped din na siya, so okay na siya. But Aika, I love you very much. Thank you for letting me.
I love it because again, Aika. I also thank Aika for letting him come with us on Wednesday.
Like,
Oh yeah.
for how many months? Probably just that.
He never says no when it comes
kept
to the
on-
runs.
Picturing
Miggy here.
Miggy here. Like,
Like I always tell Miggy, like, and Miggy knows this. You know what? When we came up with the concept for GSD, I told him so many times it was supposed to be like, because Neil's a new guy, but it was supposed to be me, him, you, and Jax. That was supposed to be the core lineup, and I keep telling every time if you were here in Cebu, that probably would have been the case. But then Neil came in and he did his thing. He got on board. And he was regularized.
Best birthday gift ever.
He was crying. I had tears in the eyes. Yeah, man, it's
Well,
fun
I'm not
stuff.
crying,
He
huh?
worked his-
Watery ice lang.
What?
Thank you, Ma'am Jack
Worked.
to be
and Sir Bogard.
Correct.
he spent his own fare just to be there, even though
Yeah, did you know that
he
story?
just watched.
Yeah, I heard. I
us
mean,
do-
I think I saw that show. I think I saw that episode.
No, but did you know that he came here on his own accord?
Really?
No reason whatsoever on Thursday night. I just kept
Just-
telling like keep showing up. Eventually you'll get what you want. But the fun thing was he wasn't even supposed to be on the show, but we found an angle for him in the fast break debate because he was the only one brave enough to take me on. Apparently.
All we dumb enough.
Only one. Either way, it worked out for him. He became a regular on the show. These kicks are from Windsor, by the way. These kicks are from Windsor. Anyone else got a hat?
Bully.
Yeah.
Bully.
I'm not a bully.
I remember the shoes. I saw the show na yung gihatag ang shoes.
Yeah.
He's a bully. Don't let him bully you.
I'm not a bully. I love Neil.
Huh?
Contrary to what people believe, I really love this guy.
Bad knees, terrible hairline.
Oh my God.
Those are your angles. No?
My goodness.
You love him?
Yeah, basically, I did not take that as at first I took that as a negative thing, but at when the days pass by, I took that as a
God
Yeah.
damn.
yeah
Cheap as hell.
and
I am not cheap.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
yeah and in the past couple days, past couple months, I realized that you as an average person, you need to have like
Endor.
a guy that gives you tough love,
It's Jeff.
so it reminds me of my dorm mate before. Shout out Ethan, who's now engineer. He always give me like
Picks on you on the court.
yeah, but yeah, he even picks on me on the court. But if you saw that clip earlier, I did not back down.
Oh, yeah.
He did not give way, which is something I'm trying to teach him. Like, because my whole point is like, if it's not me,
Hold.
if it's not gonna be me, like at least outside of me being your competition, you're not gonna back down from anybody else either, unless they hit you like that. So I like a lot of different lessons along the way, but it's good that he's
Yeah.
starting.
But you love Jeff at Nil.
As a
Better.
as a mentor, the commentary, just the basketball stuff,
Mentor, gini, gini.
And I guess I have my limits.
Yeah, a brother from another mother, I must say.
See the Pornhub has extended now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Japheth Quintanilla from Grandslam Sports. We always come with the videos, the content, all that fun stuff. Make sure to, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You know where to find us. And from the whole squad here at Windsor, a massive thank you for hanging out with us. You guys are the real MVPs. And we can't wait to see you back here next Thursday for another round of epic games, hot takes, the Windsor Magic. Till then, and hopefully we can have Miggy more on the show for sure. Whenever you're around. Whenever you're around, Cebu. Because you're here like every other month, I remember.
I mean,
Extend.
I have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
I can
We'll
ask
talk to
my
Ika after this. We'll see how it works out. All right, guys. Well, let's say hi, say bold. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Happy 6 month, Ino.
Every game is a battle on the relentless pursuit of victory. Each player is determined, each move a step closer to glory. Settle the score and bet on your favorite team on Windsor, the seamless on-the-go online sports betting app. Bet on a wide range of live virtual games anytime, anywhere with Windsor. The app gives you quick access to your current betting options. Have your favorite games at your fingertips with no lag or delays. With Windsor, you have a chance to win big